Come on, DM, you got this.
Okay. Oh god, I did not think about how to start this. I don't know. I didn't put any thought into the opening spiel. Okay. Welcome to the Sword Coast. I don't know the other 3 continents on the world because I haven't done enough research into what this place looks like, because this isn't where my campaign book covers. So we're just going to say we're on the Sword Coast. All of you in the past week have been making your way towards a small town called Hummingdew at the behest of a mysterious benefactor who at some point in each of your lives has sent you some form of gift. And that would be the item that all of you got. And I wrote those down somewhere, but they're gone now, so that's okay. I won't read those. We'll just all remember. Who wants to wake up first? Roll for initiative. Who wakes up first?
Oh no!
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Roll for initiative to see who wakes up soonest.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay, that works.
Let's see if you give me a better reason
I got a nat 20.
Oh.
I got a nat 20.
I got a 7 total.
I got 17 total.
I see.
Oh wait,
Alright,
I get advantage on
you win.
initiatives. Wait a second, it's an 11.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, fuck me, dude. I said that I'd wake
One
up first, and then you're like,
question,
roll
Stu.
initiative.
God, I should have done that. That would have been a much better way to start out. Just start it off with punches. It'll be easier.
Like we're all in
Would
the
you
middle of
have
a fight.
If given the option to have lodging, would you have picked a room or a tree? Because I remember seeing that you slept in trees.
Well, I'm... Who are we discussing this with? That's the question.
This is tree. Tree won. Even you
Oh
won.
yeah, I got a nat 20. I forgot. Yeah, I would be in a tree. Yeah.
Okay. You wake up. The morning light is gently cresting the horizon over the small, very small town. It's only got 7 or 8 real buildings. You found a
As
tree
opposed to
just
fake
by the
buildings?
tavern. Sir?
As opposed to fake buildings.
You know, like the not real buildings. The ones that aren't buildings, but are actually something far more sinister. Well, you found a nice small tree near the tavern where you felt protected enough in its branches to lay down for the night. And now morning has come. The letter that you received calling you to this town requested that sometime around 8 a.m., which there aren't clocks, so good luck figuring out when that is, to meet within the tavern. What
Got
would you
it.
like to do?
You're
You're just next to the town square. You've got a nice view of a well. You can see a storefront just across the square from you, and a small circular-looking temple building, as well as just the other normal villager houses, which are not mimics.
Right. Okay.
What do you
Right.
mean not me?
I just told you they're not mimics. They're very specific.
Sure. Okay. Fine.
I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of distrust issues with you after this.
There's the strong potential for that.
Can I attempt to figure out what time is it by the position of the sun?
Absolutely. Roll me a nature check.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that. Oh
Or
yeah,
wait, you have
that one.
access to
Let's go.
druid craft, don't you?
Oh wait, what does that do though? Where is that?
I think you can use it to tell time, and if you can't, you're allowed to use it to tell time.
Oh fuck yeah, I'll tell time.
If you can tell the weather with it, you can tell time with it.
You're so right. Okay, I use Druidcraft to figure out what time is it. What time is it?
You'd know that it's, I'd say 7:30ish.
30-ish. Okay, got it. So I will begin. I'll gather my things from the top of the tree, and I will begin to fly over to town just to see if there's anything of note before I head over to the tavern.
Roll me a quick perception check, just as you're would you be sticking closer to the streets or kind of like flying above the houses?
Flying like above the houses, kind of zigzagging, so I can like waste time. For
Okay,
those
yeah.
extra-
One quick perception check.
Sounds good. Total is where is it? Dirty 20.
Okay. You do see as
Wait,
you're
nope. I'm
late-
nope. Wait. Sorry, I read persuasion, not perception. It's a 14. My bad.
Sorry, did you just say?
Never mind. There was a suspicious shadow that you weren't that sure about, but as you got a little bit closer to take a look at it, it's just a barrel that got smashed in the night. Something must have fallen on it or something like that. Just a heavily damaged barrel for some reason.
Roger that.
Yeah, so as you're lazily making your way to the tavern, nothing really seems to be happening this early in the morning. You can, when you're at the apex of your flight, you can see a little further out into the fields. You see a couple of farmers waking up the oxen to start tilling, try and get the snow off of the seedlings. As it is the middle of spring right now, and the entire town, which I forgot to say, is covered in about 2 or 3 inch dustings of snow.
Oh, cool.
That would have been cool for me to include in the description, wouldn't it?
It's fine. Okay. So I'll just like fly down to the tavern and I'll walk in, see if anything is happening inside.
Okay, and as that happens, we're gonna cut to the next person who won initiative, which I think was...
I think that's me.
Oh, right, you had a 17, I'm sorry.
Fine.
Would you have chosen to, if there was the option to be in a tavern, would you have chosen a room or would you have been outside?
I probably found a little corner in the town and fell asleep there.
Even if you had like a paid for room waiting for you?
Yes.
Okay, so you wake up in your corner of the town. This tavern keeper made a lot of free gold off of just rooms
Yeah.
already.
I probably walked to the tavern.
Yeah, okay. So as you're waking up in the morning, you have the same note. It called you in for 8:30ish from the benefactor. And your corner that you found to sleep, I'm going to say, would it have been like all the way on the outskirts of town? You would have been trying to actively avoid people, or you would have just
Actively
picked a
avoid
corner
people.
to sleep in? Actively avoid. Okay. So there's a small orchard that you found that you snuck into later in the night and made up. You set up a small little, you had a little lean-to with you that you use as when you're traveling, just to stay outside of towns, so that they don't catch on as quickly as they might. So you spend a bit of time in the morning packing that up, and as you're walking into town, can you give me a quick wisdom perception check? I forgot the roll called. Perception check, please.
Okay. What is my perception? Oh, there it is. 9.
9. You do notice as you're walking into town that this town looks like it had been set up for a small festival down the main road that you're headed down. As it's a one tavern town essentially. There's a single road that goes straight through, and this. Oh, would you know that? You would know that. You're a learned person. You do education, right? If I remember correctly, you do a lot of education. Yes. Okay, so you would know that this town, this main road, is the one road that makes it through the spine of the world, which is a massive mountain range to the north.
Okay.
And you'd also know that it's incredibly suspicious that there's snow here this time of year. But you don't see anything that interesting on your way to the tavern. And I'm going to say that you you were later than Evie because of initiative. Do you want to do anything on your way to the tavern, or is it straight to business?
Straight to business.
Straight to business. I like that. That means we got to move to the next person in the story. Jeff! Good morning. How would you like to wake up? Are you also going to choose a bush, or would you like the paid-for room that was mentioned in your note?
Well, I was a little bit late.
It's snowing outside.
It was a little bit late going into the tavern, so I could not get into the city. I was running behind, so I had to make a little bit more haste.
6 silver wasted on tavern rooms.
And so, no, so I used my cloak to keep me warm, while burrowing into a nice bush kind of enclosure that was able to keep me from freezing to death, obviously.
Was this, like, near to the tavern? You were just too late, so you just found a place outside, or, like, did you go looking for an optimal sneaky spot?
Optimal sneaky spot. If I really wanted to, I could have made it, but I chose to take my
Roll me
time.
an investigation check. Also, I forgot to say at the very beginning of this, if I'm doing something that any of you don't like, please tell me. If you feel like I should focus the attention somewhere else, please tell me. Tell me everything, otherwise I'm not going to improve.
You're
And I
so
desperately
right.
need critique.
Will, can I request that you change your name to DM in this?
Oh god, okay, yep.
I forget. Is investigation a wisdom or a... intelligence check?
Sorry, I told you to make an investigation check, right?
Yes.
And it would be, if you're proficient in it, it would be your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence plus...
Okay, it is intelligence. Okay. Because is it regarding to the land? Because if it is, then I have advantage because of the...
surveying the land.
Okay, then
like a good spot to hide.
Yeah, so then Natural Explorer would kick in, right?
Sure, I know Rangers. What does Natural Explorer do?
You have a favorite terrain. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom check related to it while traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group cannot become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you are engaged in another activity. You can move stealthily at a normal place while alone. And yeah. Oh yeah, I also, while tracking creatures, learn the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they pass through the area.
Yep, sure, that kicks in, whatever that is. We'll just say if there's snow, you're okay.
Okay. So it's supposed to be proficiency bonus is doubled, so I got a 10?
A 10! With a 10, you find a nice little bush that has started to die from the inside out. So it creates its own sort of like igloo. And all you need to do is stuff your cloak up in the little hole of an entrance that you climbed down, and it's a good and extra warm place to reside for the night.
Perfect.
And I'm going to say that you awakened the latest because you could not see the sunlight.
Okay.
Yeah, you wake up in your bush. It's dripping. You're woken up by the dripping of the snow slowly melting off the top of your bush.
Okay. I go outside of my bush and I check to look and see what time it is.
I think that we've made too many rolls to figure out what time it is so far. So you know that it's about morning.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
I know that I should
around
start...
when you were supposed to show up.
Yeah. I get myself ready and I start walking towards the tavern. Probably like a 5-minute walk from where I wanted to camp.
Yes. And you were not in the orchard, you were in the bush, so... What do you pass? Not much, but what's your passive perception?
14.
14. Wow, fuck you, okay. That's high to start off for level 1.
Remember, I told you, dude. My wisdom's crap.
Yes. Sorry, just 1 second. I need to write down everybody's passive perception because this is weirdly important to me.
Mine
So
is
yours
10.
was 14. 3 is 10. What were you,
13.
Blank? 13. Wow, okay. That's cool. You're level 1 and you have 13. That's fine. That's
Hey,
fine.
be
The
thankful
14
I didn't
is-
put my 17 on the fucking wisdom.
I am. I thank so much. I'm glad
Don't
that you
worry,
all
it's just
changed
on
your names.
strength.
It makes it easier for me. Bloodgarm. Did I say that right? Is it Bloodgarm?
Yeah, like God.
Okay. Okay. Passive perception. Alright! Upon walking into the tavern, you all see each other. Although, if order of arrival matters to any of you, Evie got there first, then Blake, then you, Jeff. And as you walk into the tavern, we're going on to group description. You're all here for this description, so we don't have to do it 3 times. There's not much going on in the tavern. It's very early morning. The tavern keep seems to have just recently gotten up and is cleaning up some mugs from the previous night. Which, had any of you been near the tavern? You were near enough the tavern to know that it was pretty rowdy last night, Evie.
Yeah. It was.
And you do see evidence of a bar fight in a couple broken stools just kind of swept into the corner. But there is plenty of tables open.
Do I get to choose where we sit? Since I was first?
If you wish.
Hell yeah! I pick the one directly in the middle of the room.
As you would... Sorry, I'm imagining how a fairy would enter a tavern. How do I
Kind of like
describe
hop,
this?
fly.
As you kind of like fly over?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. As you fly over, the barkeep gives you a quick, like, surprised look as I'm going to make the call right now and say that fairies are kind of uncommon in the material plane. But
I kind of
doesn't
wave,
say anything.
like, really happily towards him.
You described the character.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so my character is about like 11 to 12 inches tall. They don't seem to have a gender. They don't look like any particular gender. And they go by they them. And their scheme is kind of like bluish. Their armor is like a light blue leather armor that kind of has some silver accents, even though it's just leather. Their skin is pale blue, and their hair is much darker, kind of like a sky or like a light royal blue or whatever. And it's like slick back, and their skin is very like fine. There's like no scars or anything on that, and their wings are butterfly wings. They're about as big as the body, and they kind of just flutter like an actual butterfly. And yeah, so that's me.
Bloodgarm, as you enter the tavern, what you see before you is in the very center of this empty tavern. Off to the left, there's the tavern keep, gently just washing dishes, occasionally casting a suspicious glance at the center table, looking at something that you can't quite see, as none of these chairs were designed for chairs.
Okay, I'm probably gonna walk toward the center table to see what's happening.
As you get closer, you are greeted by Stree, and almost just as you manage to get to the point where you could make eye contact potentially, you hear the door open behind you again! And the roamer, whose name has escaped me right now, enters. Era something. Aaron? I'm really sorry, I forgot already. Arnor! Thank you so much. I'm really sorry. So, all three of you are within this tavern. And you're also the only patrons there, except for the barkeep.
Should I describe myself?
Yes.
Okay, so I look similar to a Dragonborn, but with charcoalish red skin, like dying fire, and I smell like brimstone and smoke. And my eyes give off like a glint of fire.
You're Smokey the Bear's worst nightmare, is what I'm getting.
Yes. I also like leave slight marks on the floor from my clawed feet.
It's pretty cold out without boots on.
Yeah, no boots. Oh, and I'm 6'11".
Damn, okay.
I also like to think that if you stand in one place for too long, just a small little circle starts to melt in the snow.
Yeah. I give
that's
off a lot of
cool.
heat.
And Jeff! You get to open the door dramatically. A chill flows in, and we see...
And you see a hooded figure, a humanoid variant, walk through with kind of a scruffled black beard, looking down on the ground, and as he walks through, you can see the cold breath come out of his mouth, as you can tell it's very chilly outside this morning, as both of you already know. And as he walks in, you see him kind of shake off of his jacket, and you see his 6'2" frame just kind of a little bit worn down from the road, as you can tell, but definitely has seen his
visibly
time.
a variant human? Like, is there visible elven blood in you?
I wouldn't say so. I think you'd have to be like really, really looking for it in order to like catch any distinct differences, like maybe the slimmer jawline.
That's pretty sick.
And you can also see like that he instantly reaches for a pipe that he has as soon as he gets inside and lights that quick. As he strolls over to the barkeep because he's not exactly sure who he's supposed to be meeting.
No, and as you approach, they set down the mug that they were polishing. They turn to you and they say, "Good morning, stranger.
Morning.
I have not seen you around these parts before. Can I help you with anything?"
Well, I received a letter from an interesting party that I was supposed to be meeting here at this time this morning.
I haven't heard anything about any letters. Were you here for the rooms?
I did have a room last night, but unfortunately, my travels, I was just a little bit short on time.
Oh, well, my apologies. Well, unfortunately, no refunds.
Doesn't bother me
But
at all. It wasn't my money.
They are, Oh! Strange. I had not. What it was you? They were also wearing a very large dark cloak, and I mean, I didn't get a very good look at them. It was pretty dark out. Well, can I get you something to eat this morning? We're running
Sure.
a little bit low on supplies, but we have, enough to throw something together.
Anything that you can throw together would be fine.
I will get started on it right away. And they turn around, head into the kitchen.
How much is that
You're
going to
left
cost me?
alone in the tavern for about... Oh, he has not charged you yet.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to describe what the bartender looks like. They're an old, wiry elven man who looks to be getting extremely on in their years and moves with bones that look like they visibly hurt. Every movement is very careful and precise and doesn't look like he tries to move more than he has to. But he turns around and he leaves the three of you unsupervised in the tavern.
You are strange folks. What are you guys doing here? As I
I
kind of like
look up-
float above my chair and just put my hand under my chin, looking at them quizzically.
I spin around from the bar and almost don't even see the fairy floating there, and I say, "Well, speak for yourself, little one."
That's pretty valid. Did you guys get summoned here too?
Yep. I have a
Yes,
letter.
I did it well.
Alright, too much silence. As the silence starts to stretch out into a slightly uncomfortable amount of time, you hear the front door of the tavern get swung open viciously, like somebody has connected with this door at great speed. And you see, in the doorway, this misshapen lump of a person. They look like if you tried to make a person from memory out of cloth scraps. It's a hunched figure standing in the doorway, wearing a large, heavy cloak. You can see they're wearing some thick, heavy leather armor that just encompasses almost every portion of their skin, their hands, everything. Just the joints are left so that they can move. And upon their face is a wooden mask painted an off shade of white. It looks ancient. There's no eye holes. It's just a smiling theater mask. And as they open this door, and you see this hunched figure, immediately they seem to shift a little bit. Their limbs start to look more proportional. And they throw out their arms in a very grand gesture and loudly exclaim, "Why, hello there! It's good to see all of you. I'm Maven, and I sent you all these very special letters with these very special gifts. Just for you. I picked them out myself. I'm very good at giving gifts, you see. Well, I'd love some proper introductions. Of course, I've heard of all of you, but it's so nice getting to meet the real thing."
Can I make a history check to see if I know anything about this guy? Or if I've heard of him?
Sure. Roll me. What are you trying to look for here?
Just,
Also,
I'm just
sorry, I
trying.
forgot to say, they're visibly like it's almost impossible to tell what gender they are. It's they them.
I would just like to see if I've heard of them before, or like if there's anything that I know of, like any creatures that would look like that. If it's a creature, or if it's like a humanoid thing or something.
Can I do an investigation check to see whether I see an insignia of the order?
Absolutely. Both of you give me a roll.
Can
What am I rolling? Am I rolling history?
If you're trying to identify this character before you... Yes, you roll history.
I got a 17.
Got a 10.
What would you like to do, Evie?
I would like to fly in his face and say, how the heck did you figure out I existed?
As... Okay, wait. Order of operations here. Vorbor first. Not Vorbor. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
The
oh,
roamer.
No.
I'm so sorry in advance.
It's okay. I was gonna call myself the Traveler, but I thought that was too Destiny 2.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. So I went with the roamer.
Alright. The roamer first. What did you end up with?
10.
10. Okay. Nothing about them visibly rings a bell. I mean, they're lightly off-putting to look at. But past that, that initial entrance just must have been something, like the lighting must have been off or something was wrong. But now they look relatively normal. I mean, if you took away the billowing cloak and the creepy mask, they could pass for a guard, maybe.
Okay.
Blank. What were you rolling?
To see if there was an insignia on him from the order. I got a 17.
17 insignia from the order. They have no visible markings denoting any affiliations. It's very
Okay.
basic, very plain black armor.
Okay.
Okay, and then flying in the face?
Yeah, I fly into their face and it's just kind of like confused. Like, how do you know about me?
As you fly towards them, they visibly recoil. Like, they seem to be... It's almost as if they're trying to keep 3 feet between you and them at all times.
Whoa, man, I wasn't gonna hurt you. Are you okay?
No, that's okay, just a little jumpy. There's, fast-moving projectiles are generally a bad thing when encountered in the wild. And I did not expect you to move that quickly.
Well, we are in a tavern, so technically it's not the wild.
And you've got me there. Well, as to how I know of all of you, I was informed by the benefactor.
So you're not the benefactor?
I am not the benefactor, no. So it seems there's been a misunderstanding. I am merely an advocate of the benefactor. I've never met the benefactor. I do not know who they are.
Can I
But I do know that I owe them a debt. A debt that I must pay.
Can I roll insight?
For...
To see if they are lying about anything they just said, like if they know the benefactor actually, or like seen him.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a 4, so probably not.
Let me just quickly do a roll on my side. They also rolled a 4, but their modifier is okay. It's very hard to read. Their tone of voice is almost impossible to get a good gauge on. And their
Gotcha.
body language is difficult to pin down. But they do seem nervous.
I kind of like cross my arms and float back away from them, and just like, interesting.
You'll have to forgive me for all of the cloak and dagger and macabre method. I mean, you have to appeal to a certain sense of curiosity for things like this.
And what curiosity exactly do you have to appeal to?
Why, that of adventure, of course.
Did you say adventure?
I did say adventure. I gathered all three of you because you looked like individuals in sore need of an adventure.
I'm in sore need.
And I happen to be an individual who's going on an adventure. I'm undertaking a quest of... I can't think of the word. It's like magnanimous. Big, large, fantastic proportion.
Immense.
Immense. We can go with immense. Immense proportions. It is, to put it simply, and I do hope that you don't dismiss me out of hand until I've finished my spiel. I want to kill a god.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Which god?
Well, a very particular god. I'm not just going after any of the divine. I do not have a grudge that stands that far. There's a very particular god who is somewhere where they're not supposed to be, and is using this position to do terrible things.
So he deserves.
The god in question is named Oriel. She is the Frost Maiden, she is the Lord of Rhyme, and all that other bullshit. Very cold, very unfeeling, very, very unreasonable. And she has recently taken it upon herself to plunge the North into an eternal night. And I do not know why.
So damn cold.
I do not know how, I do not know for what purpose, but the benefactor has interest in ending such a reign of frost and fear. And so, I have been looking for some seasoned adventurers to escort me to the north so that we may, if not defeat Oriel ourselves, look into weaknesses, perhaps some other way to end the eternal night in the north. And I mean, bonuses, you'll be hailed as heroes. I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this for the loot. And I know this sounds too good to be true. Oh, some random strange benefactor comes waddling along and offers you riches and fortune and glory. But that's how all good adventures start, is it not? On taking a chance on something that wouldn't normally be sane or intentional. That we wouldn't do it.
I'm gonna roll an insight check.
Wow, you are all very...
I rolled a nat 1.
Individuals.
We don't roll.
It's very tough to read their demeanor because it shifts so much.
Is the barkeep back? Can I get a beer for the story?
The barkeep walks back out with what looks to be a plate of mush, along with, it looks kind of like they took the concept of an omelet and added a little bit of sawdust.
Better than what I've been eating.
They don't even ask if you would like an ale to go with it. They just hand it to you because you need it to make it through the meal.
Like I said, it's probably better than whatever I've been eating out there, so...
Can I ask for an ale too?
Oh, absolutely. Shall I start making a tab for this table?
It'll
separate
probably be
tabs.
that.
Oh yes, please do, and put it all on me, on the rooms. You
Can I
did
get
use the
bread?
rooms, right?
The
You all
rooms
used
are
the
lovely.
Oh good, I was worried. I felt it was just so cold out there. Oh man. I'm
As
glad
I
the
visibly
rooms.
just like shake a little bit of snow off of my cloak.
Getting a good walk in the morning is really important. Really
It
helps
is.
wake up the bones and the muscles and get you started for a new day. Where was I? What was I talking about again?
Something about glory
Oh yes,
and fame. and fortune.
adventure. Are you in? Do you want to go on an adventure?
I would like to go on an adventure, but you are sure that this god deserves to be killed, yes?
Well, I'm not. I'm not
There's
a
some hesitation
professional
here.
philosopher. I'm not one to hold lofty ideals of good and evil. But by the time you're freezing people in solid ice to put them in your terrible ice museum garden thing to eternally preserve them, I think you might be dancing on the line of perhaps deserving it.
Perhaps.
Maybe. I don't know. And quite frankly, I'm not all that interested in the semantics of why. I just owe the benefactor a great debt. One which I intend to repay. And you all owe the benefactor a great debt as well.
Well, like
Those
you get back
items
this
weren't
cloak.
free. And, of course, we're not going to coerce you into dragging you upon this mission if you don't feel as though it's your lot in life. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you aren't all adventuring spirits. Unless you are. And if that is the case, then we could discuss terms of payment.
Payment? Hold on.
Payment!
That was only
There is
half-
going to be some form of compensation.
What kind of
for such a
compensation?
task. Well, it's going to sound ridiculous. I know. Because I could barely believe it when he explained it to me. But
You said you've never met him.
did I?
Yes.
Yeah. You did.
That's very unfortunate for me. One of his intermediaries is what I meant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, and I get to roll an insight check on that.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's so much better. That's a 19.
Let me just quickly check a card. Where did it go?
A card?
Yeah, he's written all
I
his
have
shit down.
note cards.
Oh,
Because I have to remember this stuff.
Because docs are too complicated.
Oh god, there's so many cards. Which one's the right one? What the fuck?
I want to see a picture of his wall at this point. It's probably just like note cards, just like.
Dude, I'm
everywhere.
genuinely getting really
There's,
close
like-
to the corkboard with the red string.
Yes, the corkboard with the red string. I need to see it. Well, you gotta do it now.
End of the
It's so
campaign, you
good.
all get a photo.
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
I hope Daniel has time to play in this too.
Okay. You got a 19, correct?
Yep.
Okay. With a 19, you would know that obviously Maven has slipped up and said something that she did not mean to say.
mean they?
And is floundering to recover from such a thing. But you'd also notice there's an instrument thrown across their back, and it appears to be some sort of strung lute or some kind of cross between early guitar and some other terrible stringed instrument. I don't know my instruments very well, I'm sorry.
Can I roll to see if I also notice?
Absolutely, if you so wish.
What do you roll for
Do a
that?
perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone just do a general perception check, including you, Borbor, because there's more stuff that you can see, and you're not Borbor, you're Arnor. Why did it have to be Or again? You've ruined everything for me.
It's a 10.
Okay,
Can I
10
actually-
and
8.
What is it? Perception?
yes.
Oh, I sent it in the wrong channel.
Sorry, what did you get for your perception one, Vorbor? Not Vorbor. God damn it, Jeff.
8.
8, okay.
I got a
And
14.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, all of you see the loot, but
Yeah.
only Vorbor sees with his insight check. Not Vorbor, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. It's been like 2 seconds and I've made that
Dude, just
mistake
go
4
for
times.
the roamer. The roamer's probably gonna be your best bet because it's different.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so the roamer will notice with their 19 insight check that... Do you have a proficiency in any instrument?
No.
Okay. You'd notice that the strings are a little weird.
Can I fly to to his back really quickly and just like pluck a string?
Ooh. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Sleight of hand is that number is 7. I got 11.
11. Let's just do a quick saving throw.
Ah!
A natural 1.
Oh.
You whip around way faster than anybody was expecting. And
I kind of
With
say
your-
while it's happening, I kind of say, "Hey, what's this?" and just do it.
oh, you
Because I
as
because
you
I noticed
say
it,
that.
I grab my short sword just out of my I just have my hand on my short sword.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not
Escalation.
pulled out yet. It's simply just available to be at the ready.
Okay. With unnatural speed that nobody was expecting, you quickly dash around to behind Maven, and before they get a chance to react, just on impulse to rip away again, like they tried to do so before, your hand just shoots out incredibly quickly and just gets a single pluck right across the string. And as you touch it, it feels slightly sticky, and then as you pull your hand away, it just leaves this note hanging in the air that's just so clear, and it hangs for an unnaturally long time.
Like visibly?
Not visibly, but just the air around you reverberates for
Oh.
an uncomfortable period of time. Almost twice as long as you would expect a guitar string to reverberate.
Weird. I kind of like flinch back, like, whoa.
And Maven is doing the exact same thing and taking a solid 2.5 steps away from you.
Whoa,
Whilst
what
explaining,
happened, my guy?
It was very rude. I didn't come in here and start touching all of your personal possessions. I didn't touch your personal possessions while I snuck around you while you slept. I figured we could at least keep
Oh,
everybody's possessions.
Snuck around while we slept.
whoa,
Well, the fuck did you think you got the present from the
Oh.
benefactor? Do you think it just appeared at the footsteps of your bed?
am
Just
I-
like magic?
I'm sorry.
I had to fucking walk over there and put all this shit down. You weren't even close to each other, okay? It wasn't even easy on you. You all weren't in the same city or anything. I've spent the last 3 months rounding you fuckers up.
I kind of like look over to the roamer and I'm like, I think I made them mad.
I think you maybe should have just not done that. I think that would have been the smartest option.
Sorry, I
I
don't really think my
also-
actions through.
I'm noticing this.
You know what? That's okay. I also don't think my actions through very much.
I
Should we
don't
get
like
back
how you
to
just said
business?
that.
Sorry?
Should we get back to business?
Of course. What was business? I'd forgotten.
What is our payment? I don't remember if you answered that.
Oh, yes. I do apologize. Your payment. Well, the benefactor, who I've never met ever, not even once in my life,
Uh-huh.
has offered each of you a boon.
What?
A boon, which
Definition, please?
could be a great many things. Because you see, when you go and you kill a god, the gods don't die. Nobody just goes and kills a god. That shit doesn't happen. But, thanks to the benefactor,
Oh.
we have a way to kill a god. And we can get rid of this one, and if we find a way to get rid of this one, then we each shall be given a small portion of the god's power.
Whoa.
So a boon!
Whoa.
It is truly wonderful payment, and there is some payment up front. Because it is a long journey. It is a cold place we are going to. So they agreed upon sum of 50 gold pieces each as a prepayment in conclusion with the items that you may have received before from the benefactor, who I have never met
Uh-huh.
and do not know who they are.
Okay.
And I think that's about all I have. That's what I was told to offer as payment. That's what I have. I can offer no proof that you will get a boon. I cannot speak for the reliability. I do not know anything about who or what or where the benefactor is.
Right.
Well, I'd like to ask a few questions quickly.
Well, of course. That's what I'm here for.
How long exactly are you thinking this is going to take?
Oh, well, I have no idea. Not even the faintest of a clue. I do know that we are 2 weeks away from our destination in this town,
Okay.
which is why I chose it.
So, call it 2.5 weeks.
That would be
So what would that be?
probably best, just in case there was an encounter.
So call it 20 days to
The
just be
mountains
safe.
are very dangerous.
So for 20 days, and of course all the perils and killing a god.
Yes, a great deal of perils before the killing the god part. Like, it would be in excess of peril.
And we're getting paid 50 gold pieces.
For
On top of-
provisions!
Which is
Doesn't
just
that
supposed to be-
sound like a fantastic deal?
Well, normally I would agree with this, but you're asking us to kill a god.
Oh, I'm not asking you to kill a god. I'm asking you to help me find a way to kill a god. I'd say
Oh,
there's a rather distinct difference between the two.
Are you going to be killing the god then?
If we find a way for me to do so, I absolutely will. At the very least, we should aim to end this tyrant's reign on the north. It's snowing in spring here.
Yeah, snow
Which I-
is kind of bad.
If this creeps any further down, there won't be farms anymore.
Which I'm not saying is not a bad thing.
I can't get
However,
I'm saying that if there aren't any farms, that's a bad thing. I'm going to go on the record and just say that. That should be said.
yes, which I
Yeah.
agree with. I'm not disagreeing with that statement. I simply am just saying that maybe we might need more than 50 gold pieces worth of provisions.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Especially if this takes longer than we
Perhaps
think it's
100.
going to.
Would 100, do you think 100 gold?
100 would probably be able to do it.
I think I could do 100. Could I hire your services for 100 gold each?
I say that's fine.
I think I could make do with that. I could work with that.
And you,
If you allow me to study the Frozen Dead once we get there.
I have no qualms with you doing such a thing.
Then I'm sold.
Some very basic ground rules that I think should be laid out are: don't die, it's extremely inconvenient. Don't do that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Maybe try not to get us, like, kicked out of places.
No promises.
As... Well, there's only, like... I mean, I've got a map of up there. There's only, like, 10 towns. So, that's it. That's all there is up there. And they're not doing too great, because it's, like, been a year of eternal darkness. Oh, no, I don't think anybody would be doing great. Anyways, all that negative stuff. We aren't a bunch of negative Nazis. Well, if that's the case, I'll happily pay you all 100 gold. If you'll sign the contract, that is. And to sign my contract, and they're going to reach into their cloak and pull out this scroll that... Are any of you proficient in religion?
Oh!
No.
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 That seems to be an interesting scroll. It looks quite a bit like a contract.
Can I make an
And
investigation
at the very
check into
bottom,
it?
there's a line
Or
for you to sign on.
wait. Can I do a history check just because of like the noble background?
Can I do an arcane check? Arcana
Yes,
check?
arcane check, absolutely. Noble background, give me a history check to see if you can find a crest on it.
I got
Natural
12 on
20.
my arcana. Oh my god.
Holy.
Okay,
There's gonna be no crest on it, is there?
so natural 20, and then what was your roll, Evie?
12.
12, okay. Get this out of the way first. With a 12, you don't notice anything inherently magical about the contract. Although it's hard to tell because some enchantments are woven weirdly, or... I mean, fey magic and contracts is something you'd know quite a bit about, so you'd know that it doesn't often take much more than a spoken agreement
Yeah,
to make a fancy magic binding contract.
you're very right.
The roamer. I can't even say Jeff anymore. I can just read Discord names. Okay.
It works.
Jeff, as your character, the roamer, is scanning this document. You give it a quick once over, and you've seen a couple of contracts in your time, but they've generally been like for guards, like a payment, like paid guarding or something, mercenary contracts, those kind of things. And this looks remarkably similar to other mercenary contracts that you have signed. The only visually distinct thing about this contract that you're holding in front of you is that it feels weirdly brittle. The paper feels cold compared to something that was supposed to just be supposedly up until seconds ago, right up against the person in their cloak. And that's about all you notice. And at the bottom of the contract, there is a line for all of you to sign on. And Maven then goes on to say, if you could just sign the line there, you will have to decide upon a name to operate under, an alias, if you would. Something just so that while we're up there, we can be known professionally, because we don't know how long we're going to be there. It could be a month. It could be a year.
I write down on the line Sky.
Can I do a check to see if there's any weird clauses or something that?
Sure, roll me a straight intelligence check. A reading comprehension check.
I failed reading comprehension in school. I have already signed it with Sky.
I noticed that you're very specifically stating Sky.
Yes, I've signed
And
it
I don't
with
remember
Sky.
what that means.
I've signed it with Sky.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up your backstory. I've forgotten what Sky means. Nope, I'm sorry, I need help. What's Sky mean? What's the significance?
It's the name of my clan.
Thank you. Upon seeing that written, Maven will say, no, sorry, it has to be you. You can't sign contracts for other people, unfortunately.
It's only half the name, so technically it's not other people.
That is true. But we need your name on the contract. We can't just have half a name. That's just an entire family on the contract. Just one of them.
It's my
Good luck.
It's my alias. Sky is my alias.
No, we need an alias for the group. You don't all need code names. We are covert.
I would like a code name.
Oh, well then maybe we do need code names. But I'd prefer if you signed the contract not in a code name.
Why? You know my name, and you know the code name.
That's true, but the contract is not for my benefit. It's for the benefactor. I know all this. I chose you all.
The benefactor needs benefits?
No, the benefactor needs certainty that it will be completed. This is an important thing to the benefactor.
Why is that?
Who I've never met or seen or discussed any professional interests with.
Yeah. I go back to the loot and I go to string it again.
Motherfucker. Roll another sleight of hand check.
Nat 20.
Fuck, I got an 8. Seems I can't roll well even when I'm the DM, god damn it. You get another note that just hangs in the air.
I do it again.
Oh god.
I do it twice.
I think at this point
to
we've
see
just
if I
established
understand what's going on with that.
with the
loot.
note.
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check. And I'm not going to have you roll any more checks to catch the loot. We've established that you're faster. You get a second note. This one, an entire octave lower, because you got a different string this time.
Woo!
And Maven is very hastily wrapping their cloak around the loot. And
This
just...
is fun.
I wish you would treat my possessions with more respect.
I'm not breaking it.
No, but I don't just reach for things on your person.
You can do that. I like the sound of it.
I don't want to get run out of town again.
You do what?
They're gonna run me out of town again if they hear that.
Who? How, again?
The fucking townspeople!
This has happened again? Before?
Well, that's why I didn't stay in the tavern. I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh.
They tried to burn me.
How did that go?
It didn't go well for them as I'm not burned, but
Oh, that's true.
I just ran away.
Can I do it one more time?
No, they'll fucking kill me.
Okay, I guess.
I specifically said no death. It's inconvenient.
You said
Later,
our
you
deaths
know what?
are
Here, what?
inconvenient.
Later on, when we're on the road, or when we are out of town, I'll play you a song.
Promise?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please just stop. I beg of you.
Okay, and I wrote my name on my actual name on the paper.
Excellent.
Do I notice anything? In the
Oh, what did you roll, sir?
15.
15. You don't see anything that looks malicious in the contract. You do notice what what Jeff noticed, though?
Yeah.
Where the paper feels weirdly brittle and cold. It's not warm. I mean, it's warming up to room temperature now, but...
Okay.
But
I'll
why
sign it.
wasn't it room temperature before that?
Interesting question. Well, is anybody else going to sign the contract?
Come on,
Was
guys,
100
you know
gold
I'm
not enough?
okay. Let's get out of here and go on our quest.
I
I
signed
don't-
my name.
I'm not a fan of contracts.
Sign it, coward.
I don't know what to tell you. They're a really effective way of getting business done.
I'm not dead yet, aren't I?
No, none of
Exactly,
you
so
have that.
sign
Here,
it.
I'll sign my name on the contract. And you watch as they write in ridiculously flowery writing. And you can clearly see Maven. And then everybody just roll a d20 to see how well you can decrypt this person's cursive.
Oh.
Natural
what?
20.
Holy fuck, can you chill with the natural 20s?
I got 2 natural 20s and they're both on fucking useless things
Let's
for
go.
the most part.
I got a
Okay,
10.
well.
I got a 6.
Okay, so just Jeff. You see that they write down Maven of the Strings.
Can I do a history check on that to see if I've ever read anything about something about the strings?
If you would like.
Are they humanoid?
Mostly. They're vaguely humanoid. You haven't
I
gotten... Throughout this entire encounter, you haven't seen a single bit of skin or anything. They've been completely covered. And they're visibly making effort to make sure it stays that way.
I have advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about humanoids.
Fuck!
So it's a history, right? Which would be
Yeah.
intelligence, right?
Yeah.
18 total.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Ranger.
Rangers are interesting.
I kind of like Rangers, I won't lie. I was really excited to play this.
You wouldn't know a ton. Maven of the Strings, you can draw some very obvious conclusions from it. They obviously play the strings. And you would know that... I need to look something up. Sorry, one sec. I need to make sure that I have this correct, because if I don't, it's going to be very embarrassing.
Or you can make it up so it's not actually incorrect.
Well, it's the definition of a word.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Never mind.
So, I would unfortunately just look like the fool.
Imagine saying big words to make you sound cool.
I know, right? But that's okay, because I made it this person's name like some kind of fucking moron. You would know that to be a maven of an instrument, you are considered the highest of something. You are an expert within your field. So you can draw the conclusion that if this person standing before you is the maven of the strings, they're probably a pretty good musician.
Alright, Maven, alright, Roman.
Also, something for the record, for the two of you that have signed a contract so far, something does happen when you do so.
Ooh! What?
Well, I need to find out if Vorbor signs the contract or not first, because it depends on if Vorbor signs the contract or not. You're not Vorbor, you're still the roamer.
Come on, coward.
With my background, it actually doesn't make sense for my character to want to sign a contract. But like he wants to be a part of this. He doesn't need the 100 gold at the current moment, but he will be helping with the expedition. However, he does not want to put his name onto a paper that he doesn't know is not going to do something magical to him.
Coward.
Which, based off of the background that I told you, I feel like makes sense.
Sorry, I'm just trying to check how a certain spell works. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that I made the right decision to not sign the contract.
No. It's okay. The contract's not a bad thing.
That's what all people with contracts say.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, this is weird for me. It's the second time I've been trying to convince you motherfuckers to sign a piece of paper. I don't know why it's so fucking hard.
To be fair, Vorbor signed that one pretty easily.
Yes. And this is my punishment.
Yeah.
Because it took fucking forever to get the other two to sign that paper, and now I get the inverse.
Listen, okay, I don't mean to, but like, it is one of those things where it just... My character does not like signing things.
For you
he doesn't know.
to make me a... Wait, is there even a saving throw? Very interesting spell. Didn't know it was like this. For the purpose of this, I'm gonna say, make me a charisma saving throw.
Me and Evie or Jeff?
No, Jeff. Sorry?
7.
You feel like it would be a really good idea to sign the contract.
Oh god. Okay. Well,
Like you catch Maven looking at you, and you see the mask kind of just. You feel yourself get pulled into it just a little bit, and yeah, it would really be. It's in your best interest to sign this contract.
Fuck. Well, I guess I'm signing the contract. I mean, I was like, well, you know what? Actually, I think it is better if I just sign.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah, Mr. Romer, you did it.
As soon as you...
But I sign as the roamer, because that is, like, what most, like, people in the area know me as.
Okay. As soon as you get the last character in your name, the contract ices over as your pen, like not the pen, the quill that you were handed is still on the page. The contract ices over, the quill sticks to the page, and it melts. Just the entire thing. The quill, the contract, everything just melts into water. And Jeff, the friends spell that was cast on you ends, and you instantly know that you have been charmed by a creature.
Good job, Romer, you did it! And I patted.
This
and
is what I was
back.
fucking worried about.
I apologize.
Do you?
I do. Sincerely, I do.
Really? Because
I
I feel like
can
if you were
tell
sincere,
you-
you wouldn't have done that.
Well, no, I had to do that. I had to. I did not have a choice in the matter. As how shall I explain?
Was it a requirement from the benefactor?
It would be best to start at the beginning. I have not been entirely forthcoming with you, my friends, and now
Where?
members of Expedition. I have, in fact, met the benefactor. And although I was not lying to you, I do not know anything about them, their motivations, what they want out of this, or anything along those lines. I have met them, and they were terrifying. It
Who
was
was the benefactor?
I don't know. I do know that sometimes they're the one in control of my body. And I am forced to do things like get you to sign an unassuming contract or deliver some packages. But I also know that if you don't look at the mask too hard, they can't do anything, so maybe just don't look at me in the...
So are you asking us to kill the god, or is the benefactor asking us to kill the god?
Oh, I want to kill the god.
Is the benefactor
Extremely
the god?
badly. If we kill the god, if we find some way to defeat Auril the Frost Maiden in all of her icy fury, I am released from whatever this is. I get my own limbs back, and I get to put them at my own odd angles, and I get to choose everything. And it's not just sometimes I cast a spell.
How is that?
Or get run out of town for being a witch. That won't happen anymore, and I can live a normal life, and it would be fantastic.
What did you do to the people of this town to get tossed out?
Oh, I did absolutely nothing. I played my instrument. But, as I'm sure you've noticed, after the relentless plucking of my private instrument,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
there's something a little more to it than most. And, well, the instrument, can be used to influence the world around me in feats of what I believe is called magic.
I had a feeling about that.
Yes.
I have a question, Mr. Mrs. Mixes.
All of those.
How do you know the god killing the god releases you from this spell of sorts?
Because I signed my own contract.
And who's the holder of said contract?
Oh, it's the benefactor.
So the benefactor wants the god killed.
Well, I mean, that would be basic correlation. I think so.
I feel like I've asked this question worded differently, and you said no.
Well, maybe. I don't remember.
You're a very strange person, you know that?
I am actually relatively aware of how strange that I am.
Well, I'm a little bored here. Can we get on with the quest? I want to have fun.
We absolutely could, if we're willing to forgive me for my coercion.
I don't think we have much of a choice now, do we?
If it helps, you can still leave. The contract wasn't binding in such a way that you're going to die if you go against the benefactor's will or something. I'm pretty sure there weren't even any negative stipulations for you. It just says you'll try and help me.
Yeah, well, again, I don't really believe anything about that from your mouth currently.
Perhaps it would.
Well, that hurts. You were the
You
one
just
who could
coerced
read
me into
the
signing a contract. You don't get to be like, well, that hurts.
That's true. I apologize for forcing you to sign my contract. I realize it's created a practically irreparable rift in the trust that I didn't have.
Potentially, it would
trusted
help
you.
if.
I appreciate that. I trusted you.
What are you trying to say,
And not.
Blood? Blank,
But
what were you trying to
alas,
say?
I think we need to get moving on.
Perhaps we just let the roamer punch him a few times.
Oh, I really don't want that.
And he really did not want to be coerced. But here we
Oh.
are.
Can I try
Seems
to
fair.
take his mask off his face?
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Is this...
What order is this happening in? Are you trying to punch them?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that we need to just essentially just move on at this point.
I appreciate your willingness to move past the. Get the fuck away from my face!
I just wanted to see what's under it.
Actually, what's your AC?
11.
Oh, you're probably safe.
Philip!
Yeah, so the fucking 4. You feel like a sleeve whiff past where you were as Maven makes large, broad steps, flailing away from you.
It's my bad. I seem I've overstepped something.
No more of that! I'm done. I'm done with that. Let's not do that anymore.
Does he have a cape
What?
on? Do they have a cape on?
They have a very large cloak on.
Can I attempt to lift the cloak?
What do you mean?
I would like to lift the cloak.
Sure. Roll a quick strength check versus.
Frank, how heavy is this
Maybe-
cloak?
Well, Maven's trying to prevent you from lifting it.
Oh, you're right. That's fair. Okay. Where is it? 18.
Oh, fuck off. I should have given this character more strength. Holy shit. Okay. -2. Okay, 10. That does not win. You lift Maven's cloak up.
Is there any skin showing?
No. Absolutely. Like, entire body is wrapped in what's not visibly armor, has been wrapped in some sort of silk underneath.
Damn.
And Maven grabs their cloak out of your hands and just rips it back down and just covers himself up like, nope, we're done with that. We're moving on.
Sorry, I just wanted to see if you had a pattern under it.
You could just ask in the future. That would be fantastic. Asking is the first step towards. Oh, that's terrible for me to be saying after I just forced you to sign a contract.
And then I ask, you know?
Perhaps if you were to ask first, would that be acceptable?
I will try to keep that in mind.
I appreciate it. I'm a very big fan of not being hurt. So I'm sorry, but if you could not punch me, if I could somehow earn your forgiveness in some other way, if it is possible.
At this point, we simply just need to move forward. Now, where are we headed?
Absolutely, that we do. Well, first off, I would recommend that we get some supplies. Because it's a long trip, it's very cold up there. It's all a lot of sordid business, to be honest. So, things like snowshoes would be good to get. And I believe there's just one store in this town across the way from this tavern on the other side of the well that we can see from the window of the tavern. That store over there, that's where we could get the supplies that we need for the journey. That's what the 100 gold is for. So we could do that. If that's acceptable to you all.
It's
I'd
acceptable.
like to go shopping, yeah.
Rightio. And Maven begins to stride out of the tavern, leaving behind 2 gold pieces upon the table.
I yoink it.
Aw, man. Roll sleight of hand real quick to see if the tavern keeper sees you.
Hold on. Read numbers. 20.
Yeah, okay, fuck. I rolled a 3, so no. You're good. Unpaid bills, another reason to be run out of town.
Can I roll perception check to see if I see it?
Absolutely. You gotta beat a 20-something.
It was
whatever you rolled.
Fuck. Math. 23 or 4. Math.
I rolled a 19, so it doesn't matter.
21, 22, 23.
Yeah, I didn't beat you.
Yeah,
Nope.
It is 23.
Moves way too quickly for any of you to
Yeah.
catch. Too small, not what you were looking for. The gold is phenomenally large in your hands.
It's fine.
You are visibly carrying 2 gold pieces.
Is it possible to have a bag of holding just to have like my money? Because that's like
Your bag of holding is going to be the size of you.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but okay, fair. How the hell am I supposed to carry 117 gold?
You'll have to, oh, fuck.
That kind of feels like an oversight.
That is a little bit of an oversight.
Maybe they magically shrink.
You know what?
Hand.
We're gonna say that, if you sprinkle fairy dust, is what I'm just gonna go with, on currency, it shrinks it, but it becomes a much more pure form of gold, and therefore it is still extremely valuable. So fairy currency is actually sought after, and you get better
Hey.
deals for using it.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you get fairy
we're
dust?
doing that.
I am a fairy. I produce it.
I'm gonna leave that up to the fairy to decide.
I produce it. I'm a fairy. It's kind of like saliva for fairies.
Viscerally
Just
licking
you spit on the
coins.
coins.
I spit on the coins, make it tiny, and put it in my pocket.
What about just breathing on the coins?
Nah, spitting on the coins.
It could be like an extension of casting Druidcraft.
Or that, but spitting sounds more fun.
It does, and I just love the mental image of you desperately spitting on these coins to try and hide them in time. Roll a Constitution saving throw to produce enough saliva to hide the coins.
Wait, so did she just hijack like all of our coins?
$2. 2 gold left on the table, my maven. Hijacked that bartender's dinner.
Yes, I did.
Gosh, shit. I need the map for the town square. As you're crossing the town square, it's very icy out. And you see a couple of villagers filling the bucket for the well with rocks and then just dropping it as a free fall to try and crack the ice on top of the well so that they can get some water out.
Oh, it's very smart.
Yeah, I'm actually very impressed with myself that I thought of that as I was just talking. But
Can I try to help them?
absolutely, how do you try and help them?
I grab one of the rocks and I just like throw it as hard as I can down there.
Roll a strength check.
Natural 20.
Oh my
Oh my god.
Why am I getting the natural 20s and everything fucking useless?
Wow. Okay.
That is my third natural 20, but every other roll has been hot garbage outside of one.
You grab one of the rocks just off of the ground and leaning over the edge of the well, like using the cross bracing on top just to get look real good straight down, and you fucking whip this rock at the ice down below, and it hits at such an angle that it actually cracks the surface of the ice. And you can see a small divot of it fall away, as if the water underneath has now been drained away. And there was just a layer of ice on top. And then the bucket full of rocks hits immediately afterwards and just shatters the ice in the bottom of the well. And this fine spray of just tiny little ice shards that go screaming down this. It almost seems to be, it's an unusually long reservoir shaft. It goes really deep, and you see that the coil of rope that these two villagers were trying, or were coiling back up every time, is a solid 200 feet long. And you put together that, although not close to the ocean in any way, this well's reservoir is in some way connected to the tides, and the water table will actually rise and fall a ridiculous amount. And it seems that right now it's all gone, and there's not even a drop of water left in the well. And the two villagers, originally very elated at the fact that you just shattered this barrier preventing them from getting to the water, immediately just their faces fall and they look dejected.
Damn.
And you hear one of them say to the other, "There's still no water down there." Where I guess we're gonna have to start boiling snow to water the crops. They do thank you for your trouble and offer you 3 silver each for your deed, because
6
they're
silver?
broke peasants. I'm sorry, they don't have actual rewards. I didn't expect you to roll a natural 20.
I didn't expect anything, so.
Nice. After that, unless there's something else that anybody wants to do in the town square area.
I'm just kind of floating around, I'm just looking around.
Was there anything you wanted to do, Blank?
No.
Okay. So, after that situation is resolved, Maven waves you all over to the front of a very dingy-looking store that looks like it's been open since the town itself was created. Almost like it was like the first fucking building here. The wood is ancient, it's dried out, it's pockmarked, and it almost seems to be collapsing inwards from the weight of the snow on the roof. As the roof is not a pointed design, but it was very flat on top. So it's a lot of weight is building up. And as you open the door to go inside, you are greeted by rows and rows of just shelves packed high with everything. There's furs, there's sleds. You hear faintly from the back area of the shop some barking, as if they have sled dogs. There's almost everything you'd need because, as you would know, Bloodgarm, that this is the main stop before you head towards Icewind Dale. So this is where people and caravanners traveling to the north to bring supplies would stock up and do a good portion of their trading. So this unassuming little store is one of the most major outlets for winter gear on the Sword Coast. And as you're walking in, you're greeted by a red dragonborn.
Whoa.
Behind the counter, who, as the little bell rings as you walk in, says, "Hello there! Welcome to the Devil's Chill. How can I help?"
I fly up to the Dragonborn and I poke his scales. I'm like, whoa, you have red scales.
Whoa there. Nice to meet you. I have not seen many of your folk around here.
I'm Stree. These are my new friends. Be nice to them.
Absolutely. Is there anything that I can help you with? Do you need sleds or?
Do you have anything fairy-sized?
I wouldn't stock anything, but I could probably find something and make it work. What do you need?
I didn't think that far.
Oh. Well, I suppose it's probably best to start with the basics, and fairy size would be the basics for you.
I look over at Maven. What do we need exactly?
Oh, well, that's a really good question. I assumed you would all know what you needed to survive in a cold climate.
Probably some cloaks for you cold folk.
That sounds excellent. We should all get some cold folk. What does that mean?
I just tell him to feel my arm.
Oh.
It gives off immense heat.
Somebody else feel their arm.
I fly up and I'm like, whoa, you're warm.
Oh. I assume the cold north isn't going to be that much of a problem for you then.
It shouldn't.
By the way, for the record, statistically, this is going to translate into advantage on Constitution saving throws versus the cold.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I sit on Bloodgarm's arm.
I go over to like different tunics and like leather armor that's gonna be like cold resistant.
Yes, yes, and they have. It's less leather armor and more of like a layered hide kind of armor, which is it does double duty as like an effective armor. It'll be equivalent to leather armor,
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
it'll also help protect you from the cold.
Okie dokie.
Dragonborn person, do you have anything like that, but in fairy form?
Ah, well, the names, as I desperately search for the name card that I had. Sesh! I am Sesh. I've run this store for a long time, and I have never met a fairy before, so I don't have anything exactly like that. But I could make, like, a quick poncho or something.
That works.
I apologize. I haven't made a lot of armor that works that small.
You might have to get to that then. I might come back, maybe. I don't know if we will come back. We might die up there.
Prototypes immediate. I hope you don't.
Yeah,
Where are
apparently
you?
it's a big
Okay.
inconvenience.
I would usually face death as an inconvenience to at least daily life. Well,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
where are you headed? What's the plan?
North.
North. Oh, like north from here.
Far north.
You're going to want some lanterns then. Let me go grab some from the back.
Fairy-sized lanterns, please.
Oh, I might have matches.
Any size lanterns will do.
He comes back with a little tinder box with what is essentially a torch on a very small scale, meant to be used to help start fires, and hands them to you, Stree, as a quote-unquote lantern. And then has
Sick.
2 oil lanterns and an extra bottle of oil. And I need to write. Excuse me. I need to write this down.
I just mentioned I don't need a lantern.
All right, absolutely. It works out because I only had these 2.
Really quickly, remind me that it was like not a rugged leather, it's a rugged hide.
Yeah, like a Are you trying to find an item for this, or?
Yeah, I was just trying to call it something, just so I have it in my inventory. Let's call it rugged hide armor with cold resistant leather.
Fur armor. There we go.
Fur armor. There we go. That was the word that we were looking for. Thank you.
Okay.
Also,
Fur armor.
this is just a general question. Are we doing encumbrance?
Not in a real sense.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just
in
like,
the sense that, like, if you're carrying 40 swords, I'm gonna start giving you the squinty eyes.
yeah,
That'll probably
back
be
and
me.
forth.
that's
And
fair.
there might be some things that we have to pay more attention to because of your size, Stree.
I don't want to think about it.
Really quickly,
But-
I want to ask the shopkeeper something after this.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just currently fumbling around to try and find some bottles of oil.
Do you, by chance, sir, have any bags of holding?
A bag of... I mean, I have bags that hold things, but unfortunately, enchanting is a little outside of my purview.
Romer, you can use mine if need be. Although
That's
I will keep
okay.
it on me.
I appreciate the offer. I was just making sure that at least somebody in the party had it.
I'll be right back. Continue on.
I also would like to ask, then, could I potentially buy a large, like a knapsack of some kind? Something to be able to throw, like, armor or whatnot into?
Well, of course, we have these winter backpacks that actually build out into a tent, if you would like. It's of my own design. I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and it does weigh a little extra. This doesn't actually matter. It does weigh a little extra compared to other backpacks. It's a little uncumbersome. I wouldn't necessarily try and fight with it on, but it'll definitely let you carry anything that you could conceivably want to carry on your back.
How much is that?
It would run you a solid 20 gold pieces, as waterproofing the hides is very difficult.
Okay, and then what is the armor going to cost me?
Well, for the layering, the sewing, the joinery, the waterproofing, and the preparations of the hides, I would put that at around 50 gold pieces.
I mean, since I'm buying both, can I get any sort of a deal? Along with the lantern?
If you buy both, I'll throw in a lantern and the whale oil for free.
I'll do it.
Excellent.
70 gold pieces for both.
Grand doing business with you, sir. And will you be needing anything, my fine red fellow?
Is he talking to me?
Yes, sorry.
Can I get 150 feet of rope and cooking utensil?
Absolutely, that's smart. That's smart. Rope is always good. And cooking.
How much would that be?
I'm just doing the math right now. I'm sorry. 6.
Oh, you're fine.
That will be 13 gold pieces.
Okay, and we had 100 gold pieces?
Yeah, we're given 100.
Yes, including what you had from the background.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this. It's a good thing I haggled.
Yeah.
Rations?
Well, I mean, if you're intending on doing any length of journey, you should bring rations. And you hear from the back of the store, Maven's just been picking things up, looking at them, and putting them back. Just holding them up to like 3 inches from the mask, and then putting it back on the shelf. And they call as soon as like rations are mentioned. They say, "Oh, count me out for those. I won't be needing anything."
Okay. So 3 weeks worth of rations times 3? Or 2 weeks?
I don't know, does the fairy need rations? Does the fairy need smaller rations? I don't know.
Fuck. That's a question for the DM, and I'm the DM, and I don't know.
Oh, they're 1 feet tall,
rations?
probably
I'm
one
just gonna say rations are general costs. They're the same for all of you. A week of rations is 5 gold pieces. Get as many as you like.
Okay, I'll get
They
2.
don't
I'll get
take up a
4
lot of
weeks.
space. It'll be things like beef jerky, trail mix, nuts.
Do they have anything spicy? Like chilies or something?
Well, it is a bit rare, as we can only get them from the south, and the southern caravanners rarely come up here because, I mean, why would you? There's nothing of benefit. Unless it's usually just those ruin seekers and those damn wizards keep coming up here. But I do have some of the spicy fire wine tucked away, and I'd be willing to part with it for maybe 15 gold pieces, and it will absolutely hold the chill at bay.
I'll buy it.
Spicy fire wine. He hands you this. It's not even a flask. It's this metal bottle where the cap has been. They basically hammered a cork into the top and then dipped the entire top of the bottle in wax. So it's very well sealed.
Okay.
Oh, what's that?
Fire wine.
You can count me in for a little bit of that as well.
Oh, I recommend sharing it, because as soon as you crack that thing, that bottle is going to evaporate in about 20 minutes.
Good to know. Me and the
do you have any
rum
more
of carrot.
more standard of alcohol as well to warm along the road?
Oh, I have vessels for alcohol, but I think you'll get most of that from the tavern.
All right, I will take 2 bottles.
I've got flasks if you'd like. I don't really have any more bottles.
The flasks will probably be better. I'll take those.
The water decanters, but I mean, you can put whatever liquid you want in them if you want, I guess. I wouldn't recommend anything that would, like, congeal, as I think it would be hard to get out, but other than that, you should be able to do free reign. And that's just like 5 silver for the water canteens.
Perfect. Also, I bought 4 weeks worth of rations, so I already marked that off.
I am back.
Excellent.
Yes, so I've spent 90 of my gold.
So you did need the 100 gold.
Yeah, I really needed the 100 gold. Well, the 50 gold would have just got me the armor.
Armor's expensive. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I get it. I know. There was a reason that I wanted to haggle. I was like, I don't know if 50 is going to be enough.
Also, I would assume
Yeah, no,
one ration would last a ferry like twice as long.
Yeah.
At the very least, I don't know. I have a tiny stomach.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just... Yeah, double it.
Well, you're starting to sound as sad as Daniel does sometimes.
I'm beginning to truly understand what he feels.
I'll mark off like 4 weeks of rations.
For 4 weeks of rations, that's going to be 8 weeks for you.
No, okay, 2 weeks of rations then, if we're looking at it like that. That's 10 gold, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, it's 10 gold, and then...
Okay.
Sorry. Cards. Okay. After you've all made your purchases. Oh, the shopkeep comes back from a second journey into the back, which took about 10 minutes. You were kind of just left in the store for a bit. If any of you feel the need to do something whilst alone in the store.
Ooh, yes.
Do.
Yes.
Why did you mention that? You knew it was going to happen.
What is there, actually? Is there, like, a box that has money in it? Tell me there's a box that has money in it.
You've seen him, he's been putting the money directly into his pockets.
Damn. Okay. Is there, what else
There's
is
a
there?
lot of shelves. The store smells kind of musty. There's things hanging around the ceiling. The counter is just covered in random knickknacks.
Ooh, what kind of knickknacks?
Just smaller things that are all, like, survival based. So, like, there's a pair of, like, significantly smaller snowshoes that almost look as if they're for a child or something. There's cups. There's
I need to
flint
figure
and
out the
steels, the
proportions of this
strikers.
guy. I need a ruler.
The tape measure.
I gotta figure out the proportions of this guy. I don't. How big is a 12-inch child?
Tiny. That's smaller than a baby. That's like a just born baby, basically.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I do nothing then.
Okay.
I'm looking at the rope.
The rope.
Yes. And
What
I
rope?
am making. How much rope is there on the stands?
On the shelves?
Yes.
There
That's
is a
what I meant.
wall devoted to rope.
I did buy 150 feet.
Yes. Wait, was
And
that
I do have 50
high
feet.
quality rope or like just rope?
Just rope.
Okay, yeah. So the prices were right. You got hemp rope. But it doesn't really matter. But yeah, there's the whole wall of rope, and it's just all the different types. There's silk rope, there's hemp rope, there's some chain, but there's not a lot of it. And there's a rope that has, it looks like some kind of something silver braided into it, and you assume it's for like core strength or something.
How much is that rope?
That rope is 10 gold for 50 feet. And it's listed as climber's rope.
As climber's rope?
Yes.
How much rope of that is there on the shelf?
Just on the shelf, I'd say there's about 150 feet. But it's separated into 3 different coils of 50 that are just bundled together.
I'll get the 150 feet of it. Fuck it.
Okay.
I would just like to
write
talk to him
down-
first.
Write down for your inventory that it's climber's rope.
Yep. I need to haggle.
And write braided as well.
And
Is
rated?
Semi-important. Yeah, the braided.
Oh, braided.
And he comes back out from the back of the shop carrying what looks to be in his hands like a bag. But as you get closer, you see that it looks like a hastily made small frock coat. Just something that is about your size, Shadri.
Woo! What?
And it looks like it's been slammed together and rubbed down with some kind of beeswax just to waterproof it. And
Wait,
he's
what is
saying, "Well, I threw together a coat for you. I can't speak for its protective capabilities, but it will definitely keep the elements off of you. I apologize for not having as much of a stock. Like I said, I don't normally see customers of your stature."
Ooh, that's fine. That's fine. How much? How much?
I mean, it wasn't much. Five gold pieces for the
Yeah.
mink.
I'll give you 6.
Oh, thank you very much. Very generous.
Yes, of course.
That's a lot of rope that you're holding there.
Yes, I would like to discuss with you a deal.
I
Now, I understand the price says that it's 10 per for gold
Yes.
pieces. However,
yes.
I have spent a considerable amount of money here.
You have, yes.
So I'm wondering if there's any potential that you're willing to maybe
Roll
do a
quick
little bit of a deal.
persuasion check.
Huh? Persuasion
Roll a
check?
quick persuasion check.
11.
11. So he kind of like squints his eyes a little bit, and then you see his eyes go a little bit glassy, and he's not looking at you anymore. Looking through you.
Oh.
And you don't even need to turn around to know what his eyes are on right now.
Uh-huh.
And he just kind of, in that dazed kind of state, says, yeah, you know what, just knock 6 gold off the whole thing and we can work that out.
So 24 gold?
Yes, 24 gold.
Thank you for your generosity. And then I turn around and I
Absolutely.
look at Maven, and I just nod my head.
You get a beaming, unchanging smile. And
Isn't his mouth behind the mask?
no, you've never seen Maven's mouth.
So how do you know?
All
Maven's
you've seen
smiling?
is this wooden mask. Sorry?
You said beaming smile.
Yeah, the smile of the mask. The mask has been smiling the whole time.
Oh, got it.
It's very unsettling. Well, do we have everything that we need? Have we enough provisions?
I still need to run back to the tavern to fill my flasks.
Well, yes, we have a bit more business around town. Because I just did the math. And I can't afford the carriage that was going to take us there anymore. Because I only had enough money to give each of you 50 gold pieces for the contract.
The benefactor seems to be fairly powerful, if I do so say so, based off of everything that's happened.
Undoubtedly questionable. They're so powerful. An disproportionate amount of power. It's quite frankly very unfair and unsettling. But
So, I can't imagine
I'm not that powerful, and I'm also very not rich anymore.
which I'm aware of. However, I think that there should be something going on with him being able to provide of some sort, it would feel like.
Well, I mean, look at everything that's been provided so far. That cloak wasn't easy to find. And those boots!
What?
I
Boots?
mean, your bag!
What boots? What? We're talking about boots?
Your boots from the benefactor.
Boots.
He has
boots.
provided.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's strange. I very distinctly remember trying to find the correct tree. It took a very long time.
Maybe you barked up the wrong tree.
Oh, I wasn't barking at the time.
Yeah,
I prefer the term slinking. I was slinking around. I think that sounds like fun.
Maybe a different tree took your boots.
That would be deeply unfortunate.
It would be, yeah.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. I apologize if I gotten that wrong.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. It's
I hadn't
fine.
considered the possibility of multiple trees, all in the same tree.
Yeah, I mean, it
The
was,
street tree.
It was very unsettling for me as well. There was a lot of trees in the trees, you know.
It is very unsettling to be faced with a perfect stranger, especially if they're wearing your face.
Yeah, but I just kind of ignored it. I was really sleepy at the time.
Wow, it's very gung-ho of you.
And I woke up and you know, they were gone.
Perhaps. Was it a dream?
still have no boots.
That's unfortunate. It's very rude of the dreams trees to steal your boots out from underneath your tree.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I agree.
Can I make an insight check on that?
On what?
The boots.
Absolutely, go for it. Evie, roll a deception or a persuasion check, whichever you think is correct for here.
Surely that's deception, because she's not trying to persuade me.
27.
Yeah, that's... Sorry.
Holy.
How?
What?
Was that
What
perception?
the fuck?
For a persuasion or deception?
Deception.
That doesn't have to be disclosed.
How big of
You're
a
right, I already did it, though.
modifier is that?
Holy fuck.
11. That's all I got. Or, sorry,
Nope.
12.
You're supposed to be level 1. Roll level
Yeah.
1 numbers.
Yeah.
All of you, actually. Could you roll level 1 numbers? That would be really cool for me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey,
Okay.
I explained. I told you before this session started that I got really lucky with my stats.
Yeah, you did. But your proficiency modifier isn't +5, so it should be fine in normal, and you'll roll normal level 1 numbers.
Yeah, my proficiency
But
stuff is
rogues-
+2. Evie's is just... she's a rogue, so she has fucking expertise.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, one sec.
27 modifier.
But
27.
do rogues have expertise twice?
Huh?
Do rogues get expertise on 2 different things?
Yes, 2 different things.
Oh, so you did it on deception. Oh, well, alright, fuck.
Yeah, one of them was on deception, yes.
And the other one's on persuasion, I know that.
No, actually, my other one's on sleight of hand.
What? You have a +6 to persuasion?
Yeah.
Without?
Yeah.
Wait,
Rogues are
no.
awful.
Your charisma's 20?
No, it's 18. I have proficiency in persuasion.
But we're level 1. How do you have anything but a +2?
Expertise. Rogues get expertise. Double
She just said that
proficiency
she doesn't have
modifiers.
expertise in persuasion. She has a deception and sleight of hand.
Yep.
But how
the
does
+6
she have a
still happens
+6
because
to
of the 4.
persuasion?
4
my
plus
per-
2.
Yeah,
That's
4 plus
fucking...
2.
You know what? I take it back, Will. I take it back. My stats are not good.
Yeah, no, you showed me your stats, and I was like, wow, those are actually, like, reasonable stats. It was, like, terrifying. I almost just called the whole thing off and said point buy.
Did you actually?
Almost.
I mean, I wouldn't have blamed you.
Sorry, I've completely forgotten where we were. My roommate knocked on my door and absolutely threw me out of where I was.
I rolled to lie, and the roamer rolled to see if I was
Oh,
lying.
and
Yeah, I
You
wasn't a part of the
won so
conversation. I
hard.
was just listening in. So I think that she's telling the truth.
Right,
Or I think that they're telling the truth, sorry.
Oh, good.
yes, lots of the truth speaks only good.
Yes. I have no boots.
Very trustworthy.
Ooga booga.
Boot.
No boots at all. I forgot what we were doing. Leaving the store?
I think me and the roamer were gonna go to the tavern,
Yeah, I said I would go to the tavern to fill my flask.
and I'm gonna join him.
Absolutely. Maven is going to wait in the square for a
Can I
bit.
wander off?
Absolutely. And
Cool.
can you roll me a d20 for while you're wandering off whilst we narrate the tavern? And in the tavern, you walk back in, the same bartender greets you. I forgot the description I gave of them, but don't worry, they're still the same. And
Wiry old elvish man.
Yeah, he's
Excellent,
trying not to
thank
move
you.
too much.
wiry old elvish man with the achy, breaky bones.
Mhm.
And as you step in, he says, "Oh, You're back already. How can I help?
Yeah, so I was wondering if I could fill these 2 flasks.
Oh, absolutely. What's your poison?
Strongest thing you got. Something that's gonna keep me warm on the road.
Oh, all right. Let me go and get some.
Random
And
question.
he comes. Oh, absolutely.
Could I fit a keg inside my bag of holding?
I
Yes.
like the way you think.
You absolutely could fit a keg in your bag of holding.
How much is it for a keg? I ask.
Well, what kind of keg you're looking for?
The strongest stuff you have.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to. He's gonna look both of you up and down real quick. You better not be talking to anybody about what I'm about to show you. But you seem like two individuals who know the finer things in life. And so
I look myself up and down as I'm just like a raggedy, like, ranger who's just been out in the fucking wild for weeks.
he very covertly leads you behind the bar and opens the pantry and pushes the pantry out of the way. And the shelf reveals an area of the house that wasn't used. So it's very bare construction inside. Looks like it was just built as like an attic space or something. And inside, you see a couple of kegs of what is very visibly illegal alcohol brewing. And they lead you over to this one barrel that's about, it gets up to about your waist in height. For the one of you that's almost 7 feet tall. I don't know which
That's
one
me.
of you is, but I know one of you is almost 7 feet tall. It gets up to about your waist and is about 2 of you wide. And it's just this massive barrel that's been sealed shut with beeswax, and very comically on the side, it's just written, it says, beats. And he points towards it and he says, now this stuff, this is guaranteed to get the chill out of you. It'll come screaming out of you like, I can't think of something that moves fast in a medieval sense, but something that moves really quick.
A horse?
Yeah, sure. We'll say a horse. A greased horse down a hallway is what we're going to use here.
Seems reasonable.
I'm going to have to write down some actual analogies so that I never have to do this again, because a greased horse down the hallway sounds terrible. Anyways! Yes. Points you towards that and says, well, I'll sell you this whole keg. And because I can tell that you're steamed folk, I'm thinking, for the quality of what I am providing here, 35 gold pieces.
Could we get a sample beforehand?
You drive a hard bargain. Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
I was about to say I'm helping him.
Okay.
What was that?
Nothing of your concern.
14 total.
14. He kind of shakes his head to himself a bit and pulls out what looks to be 2. They don't look like they're in great condition, kind of just like they were the shot glasses he had around while he was testing all this out himself. And breaks a tiny bit of the seal and fills them, 2 of them halfway up, and hands you each one. And if you choose to drink it, I would like a Constitution saving throw.
Well, of course I'm drinking it.
I'm also drinking it.
That's a 15.
Okay.
Uh, 19.
Okay, you both pass. It has a fucking kick. Like, it feels like your throat's on fire. And not in any figurative sense. It feels like your throat's on fire. And for you, Bloggarm, there actually genuinely is a bit of flame as you go to take a sip, and the vapors from the glass catch a little bit on, how do I describe this? Your molten blood? You're a warm person.
I'm basically made of fire inside.
Yeah. So, although your throat is literally fire a lot of the time, it's figuratively fire now. But it feels like literal fire, which is a very weird experience for you.
That's perfect.
Well, seemed like the kind of thing you two would be interested in purchasing.
How much is it for the keg?
Like I said,
I believe he said
35 gold pieces.
I'm gonna give him 40.
Oh. Well, do come around again if you're in town. I might have the next... I might have the next iteration ready.
I'll be sure to come back then.
Oh, one very important thing you should know, though. Because of just the sheer concentration of the beats that I distilled into that, don't let it touch any surfaces that you don't want to be beat colored for the rest of your life.
That is a good thing to know.
Be very careful. I've had to wear gloves on this left hand because I accidentally fucking stuck my hand in it at some point. Now I've got a red hand. Which, I mean, doesn't look like it's going to be that much of a problem for you. But it's pretty noticeable on me, so...
I think I will get the alcohol that won't stain these flasks then.
I mean, suit yourself. If you just want some basic fucking moonshine, that'll be like 10 gold pieces for... no. We'll say 5.
You have yourself a deal.
But only if you promise to buy more next time.
Well, likewise, I will be coming back. You seem to be my favorite tavern now.
Oh, good. Also, I got the names of the places mixed up, and the store was supposed to be called General Store, and the tavern was the Devil's Chill. But that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. We get to retcon. There's a lot of retconning in this campaign.
Hey,
I'm fairly sure
retconning
he
is a
said
very
double
common
kill.
thing.
Sorry, was that like?
I'm fairly certain you said Devil's Chill for the bar. Or tavern.
Oh, I might have, and then I might have accidentally said it for the store again, but I definitely
Yeah.
said it for the store.
That is A-okay. All
You're
right.
all Devil's Chill.
on the names. So,
Well, my red
we
dragon
also
board friend,
have...
it seems like I'm ready to go.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Bye.
It'll be at 2 seconds.
Yeah.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
Oh no, he's late.
That's
All right,
crazy.
low-key, can I say something right now?
Go for it.
Are we going to go fight the Ice Witch of Narnia?
There's a chance it could be that.
You wish it's gonna be that easy.
Well, no, because you said it's based off of books.
It's based off of a campaign book that I have.
Oh. Well, the concept's not
It's
far
not
off, then.
Narnia. It's so much worse.
Random
Well, I'm not
question.
shocked about that, but the concept is similar.
Yes, I think so.
Random question.
I
do you
haven't read
use
Narnia.
Say that again, Blunt.
God, I gotta stop doing other things because it completely wipes my mind of what we were doing. Okay, you were doing your looking around and I had you roll a d20. What did you want to do while you were looking around?
Oh, what did you want me to roll? Was my question.
Just a d20.
Oh. 11 for the d20.
11. And what was your goal?
My goal is to find anywhere with, like, magical items. Whether it's legal or not.
Ooh. In that case, we don't really need the luck check, and we do need an arcana check. So if you could roll an arcana check.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry.
18.
18, okay. So, you fly up a little bit, leaving Maven in the square to do her little dance or whatever she's doing in front of the well. And as you're taking a look around, you very quickly garner it's not a big town. You're not going to find a store or anything like that that's going to be selling magic items. You're not going to be finding really a lot of magic items. But what you do see is up on the hill, just down the road from the town, is what looks to be a relatively decent looking house. And it looks like the best built thing for quite a distance in any direction. So you'd wager that if you had to guess as to where you'd find the most valuable thing, or potentially a magic item, it would be within that building.
I fly
As
to
all
it.
the other buildings are visibly run down and shabby.
I fly to it.
Ooh. As you're flying over to... It's a ways away, you realize pretty quickly, because you reach the outskirts of town and you're still... It hasn't changed in size. You're willing to bet it would take you a solid 20 or 30 minutes to fly over there.
Fuck it. I go.
Rightio. Can you just make me a quick stealth check?
Yeah. That is a 17.
17. Let me just make a perception check. 2. I still can't roll. Alright. So you do notice a bird very high in the sky that seems to be circling, but it does not pay you any mind, as you are very careful to stay above snow, so your glinting in the light is not as visible to it. Your armor glinting in the light, sorry.
Yeah.
And as you're flying towards this house, you're following the path, and as you get about 3/4 of the way down this, the road does not look well traveled. It's still got a dusting of snow over it. You can see a couple of footprints that look like they may have been there before the snow even fell. They have a very soft appearance, as if they've just been added to. And you see a set of them that very visibly heads off towards the manor. About 3/4 of the way, they just start to beeline instead of following the road.
Okay, cool. How far am I from it now?
Flying speed is about 30 to 600 meters? About half a kilometer.
I'll go up to it and, like, can I see if the footprints go to the door or just kind of start towards it and I can't see it?
You'll have to get a bit closer.
Okay. I'll go closer and see where the footprints end, as well as go to the window.
You'd rolled a 17 for stealth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get a little bit closer, once again, you fly up a little bit to get a bit of a better view. And can I just get a quick perception check?
Yes, because I'm great at those.
Yes.
That's a 4.
Of course. Having high perception is great. Tannis knows that very well. Okay. From what you can tell, the house is... Sorry?
Who's Tannis?
Why, the god eternal king of this world.
You made yourself
the footsteps that you're following, and you watch them, instead of heading towards the door, or around the back of the house to the back door, they go towards a window that looks... All the windows on this house have been boarded up from the inside.
Whoa.
And the front door has a little... Like, they've nailed it shut, essentially. And stuck extra insulation on it. It looks like somebody has prepared this house to abandon for the winter.
Oh.
And the footsteps lead towards a window on the bottom floor in kind of like a partially submerged basement style where the hill gradually meets the bottom of the basement. And the window is quite clearly smashed and looks as though somebody has forced their way in.
I peek my head through.
One more check. As you fly down to quickly peek your head in through this window, you catch a glimpse of a lit hearth in the basement. So there's light coming off of the fireplace and around the corner. You don't get a very good look at it because as you get that line of sight on the fireplace, you watch as a rock comes flying out of a window on the slightly higher floor of the house and attempts to collide with you.
Excuse me?
Does a 14 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. That is a dexterity attack, which is 1d4 plus... So you take 6 damage! Oh my god!
6?
They rolled max damage.
Oh my god, okay.
How much health do you have?
Let's not talk about it. Anyways.
So as this massive to you rock just connects with the side of your armor takes the brunt of the blow, and you manage to, your wings get out fast enough that you don't fall, you don't lose any height, but there's definitely somebody in there and they've just fucking beamed you.
I yell, who did that? Show your face.
You immediately hear, what languages do you speak?
I speak... Where are they? Thieves Can't, Common, and, I don't know what Fae does. I'll be honest, it's a placeholder because technically I have one choice of any language I want, according to you. That's allowed by you, I mean, that I have not actually talked to you about, so technically I have a placeholder.
Oh, okay. I think that one would probably be good as Sylvan because that is, like, the fairy language. But it could be whatever you'd like it to be. But it's not Goblin, is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
You hear what sounds like some hooting, some hollering, some really broken common of somebody yelling, "Intruder! Intruder!" And you visibly see about 2 goblins start frantically running around that basement space.
I go towards the goblins.
Which one?
I just kind of like
There was on the
above.
second story of the house.
Oh, okay.
There's a broken window where a rock came out and hit you, and then you saw 2 goblins in the basement space through the broken window on the bottom floor.
I'll go through the broken window where the rock came from.
Okay. Are you trying to do that stealthily?
No, not at all. I fly in and like try to stay above the ground like a little. Like I fly in and go straight to the ceiling.
Okay. As you fly in, you see a very distressed-looking goblin with, it looks like they're holding an eyeglass or something. They're using it very incorrectly. They've got like a magnifying glass that they're trying to use like a telescope. And they were holding that up. And as they see you start flying towards them, they fall backwards, and you hear them yelling, "Ah, big, big, big!" And they start scrabbling, and they're under the bed, hiding from you.
Got it.
As you fly around the top of the room. And you can see the room it's got some cobwebs in it. It's not been in use for a long time, but it looks like somebody's recently turned it over in some way. Like they just tried to find things, but they weren't actively ripping it to shreds.
Can I roll to see if this house is meant for goblins?
Yeah, sure. Give me a quick insight check.
19.
On a 19, you see that on the wall there are some portraits in this room, and it looks like there's a very, very ornate painting of a distinguished-looking elven gentleman who, underneath, it says, and I have a name for this motherfucker. It's somewhere. Don't worry. Yeah, I am the only person worried about this. It is... Ah! Fuck, I was wrong. It's a very distinguished-looking elven woman named Hannah Merlin underneath on a plaque, is what it says. Lord Hannah Merlin.
Interesting. Is there anything in the room that I can see immediately?
There's a bed that's got 4 posts. It's got some really nice looking silk bed sheets that look like they were in the process of being searched. There's a desk with a bunch of writing implements just scattered all over it, like somebody was turning over all the drawers. And on the other side of the room, near what looks to be a cupboard of some kind, there's just this mound of fabric. But there's something that looks like visibly shiny and like trinkety. There's not a lot of trinkets in this room.
And you said the goblin under the bed has a magnifying glass?
Yes, they were holding a magnifying glass and still are underneath the bed. And every once in a while you catch a glimpse of them with a rock in one hand and the magnifying glass in the other. And they're holding the magnifying glass now just to both of their eyes and just desperately trying to look through it whilst trying to get, like, they're trying to throw a rock at you, but they can't get a good enough sight on you to throw another rock.
Okay, so they don't have a good line of sight for me right now?
No.
Okay, I would like to sneakily grab the magnifying glass and then leave.
Wow, a lot of stealing from people who are very aware that you're stealing from them. Which is a very interesting role to try and decide.
But I'm technically not in line of sight, so I could use stealth.
No, you're absolutely. I think I'll give you a sleight of hand roll.
That works too.
Because this will be more about, like, very quickly darting over and grabbing the thing out of the goblin's hand.
Man, I got a Where is it? 7, 8, I got a 9.
Goblin is going to try and keep it. They rolled a 4 plus 2. That does not get them anywhere. You snatch the magnifying glass out of this goblin's hand, and it shrieks as you do so. And is going to attempt to make an attack of opportunity against you with disadvantage.
Yeah.
So that's oh, it's a 19 for one of them. Uh-oh.
What?
It will.
And the other one was a natural 20, so with disadvantage it's a 19.
No shot.
No.
But it's a straight-faced
He's
attack.
gonna get knocked out.
Oh no, but it's with its...
Guys.
So,
Guys,
how does this work?
you guys want to come help
It's
me?
an unarmed attack.
We don't know where you are.
Yeah, we're...
Okay, so you... Essentially what happens is the goblin takes a swing at you, connects, and just propels you towards the window. Because, although it hit you, it did not crit, and it has a -2 to strength. So,
Will, you are a
it
merciful
actually
god.
technically did -1 damage to you.
Will, you are a merciful
rolled a
god.
1 for damage.
Those are just raw stats. That wasn't me changing anything.
Yeah, you rolled a 1.
It only could roll a 1. It was an unarmed attack.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was 1 or 2.
It's 2 if you crit.
Oh. You are a
Which
merciful
it almost
god.
did, but it had disadvantage because you succeeded on your check. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
escape with the magnifying glass.
Okay, I leave. I'm gone.
And it's around this time that, as you two exit the tavern, Maven strolls over and says, I have excellent news. I've found a way that we can make some money so that we can afford to get on the caravan that we're supposed to be on. All we have to do is a quick little quest for the Alderman family, and they promised to pay us 200 gold pieces, which is exactly enough to cover the sled fare that we need to go and clear out some goblins. Doesn't that sound easy? We don't even have to kill them, they just have to leave.
It works.
No, did we just meet up with Maven in the square as well?
Yes. Sorry, that was meant to be Maven talking to you two.
No, you're good. That sounds like a good deal to me.
I
Also,
thought so as
hey,
well.
Quick question to the DM,
Yes.
Will.
That's me.
Am I tracking arrows?
No.
Okay.
No, you're cool enough that your arrows will hit the person and you just rip them out whenever you get close enough.
We'll just say that I retrieve arrows unless, like, we're in a grand hasty retreat.
Couldn't you also
Yes.
just make them?
Yeah. I could just make
Yeah,
a
no,
bunch
I
of
think
flint
you'd be
arrows or
like
something.
pretty adept in like making your own arrows
Okay, cool.
because you've been out in the wild for so long.
Cool. I just figured I should ask that question before we do anything combat related.
If I give you special arrows, you
Yeah. For general
Fine.
arrows, I won't worry about it, but for special arrows, I'll make sure I count those.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't just get unlimited lightning arrows. Divine smited arrows.
Oh
God.
no. Flashbang arrows.
I was literally gonna I was literally gonna make a ranger paladin, if Vorbor died, guys. And Daniel said he would allow it, but I was like, I don't think that I can do that under good consciousness.
That
would be really strong.
terrifying.
Divine smited arrows, bro.
I would
With
live in
like
fear of
horde
that
breaker or
constantly.
something on like a horde. You just see like 15 fucking arrows all shot, and all of them are just cast with divine smite.
Oh god.
Terrible. Take it a step further and get Eldritch Smite in there too.
Yep, exactly. Alright, sorry to throw that off in the tangent. Back to the goblins.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, fuck. Where were we? Oh, yeah. talking in the square. Did you say that you were headed back to the square, Evie? Or were you headed somewhere else?
I was heading back to the town.
Excellent. Okay. So, as Maven spends 3 minutes explaining to both of you how she's managed to lose a party member already, and it's been less than 5 minutes.
Well, nothing's new.
I'm going to say the roamer catches the first glimpse of, fuck, but you're really stealthy. Are you trying to hide as you return?
No, but also you said it would take me 20 to 30 minutes to get there, and then you said now you're saying it's been less than 5 minutes. So I'm a little concerned on your
Sorry.
your understanding of time.
Yes, we should be.
We took us a while at the tavern, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, in my head that sequence was Maven trying to find a way to make money. And then I kind of shuffled the tavern forwards in time. Instead of it's where it used to be backwards in time. I apologize.
You're totally
I'm really
fine.
bad at time.
I also have time time blindness.
It's like 10 minutes. 10 minutes of waiting till you see a silver glint in the sky that is visibly carrying a relatively large magnifying glass.
Guys, look what I found.
Where did you get that?
I stole it from a bunch of goblins.
Goblins?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them. They were screaming and saying some weird stuff. I don't know. But I stole it from one of them. The one that threw a rock at me. Kind of hurt. But,
You got hit by Are you okay?
I'm fine, but I got a magnifying thingy. Look at it.
That's quite the magnifying glass.
Yeah, it's like almost as big as me, and I can smack people with it.
I feel like
You're covered in blood.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I got a magnifying glass. Can't you understand that?
I mean, it's a fantastic find.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for validating me. I'm gonna go smack people with this.
To remember where those goblins
we need
were?
Huh? What? What's going on?
Do you remember where those goblins were?
Yeah, it was like this weird house up the road. It was like on a weird hill or whatever. I don't know why they're there, but it was a pretty looking house, so I went over there.
We just got paid to make them go away. Or we just got the opportunity to be paid to make them go away.
Oh,
You could show us.
Yeah, I'll show you. Maybe we could steal some more magnifying glass.
Maybe, and you know what? Once we get out of town, I could play that song for you.
Yeah, let's go!
And with that, Maven is going to start following Stree. Is there anything that you would like to?
I'm gonna
so
cast
my
Cure
thoughts
Wounds on Stree.
Ooh, that feels good. Thank you.
Okay, I have to roll healing.
Yeah.
Just a second. You heal 10 hit points.
Full health, baby!
Hey. Okay.
Let's do this.
Well, I don't need to play my song anymore, as I was going to do something very similar, but I will still play a song, and Maven will, for the duration of the walk over there, be strumming the lute, and the notes feel better. They don't feel as haunting or as uncomfortable out here in the snow. They feel like a, what's the word? It's a series of light strums. It feels as if they somehow made the musical equivalent of snow.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
very
just-
complicated, not haunting, incorrect word. Mournful, sorry, tune.
I'm kind of like dancing in the air as I'm floating.
And as you get closer to this manor, the Maryland Manor, which is definitely not a play on Marilyn Monroe, on the hill,
Believe it.
let me just make a roll really quick.
How far away are we
Both?
right now?
Sorry?
How far away are we right now?
From the town, you're about 20 minutes walk away.
No. Like from the house. Like, what's the range?
From the house, I think you're about back where Stree was before, so about half a kilometer, which is a third of a mile? Question mark.
Which would be what? Like 800 feet?
About 600 feet.
Okay.
Both Bloodgrom and the Roamer catch at the same time. They see one of the bushes beside the road is leaning a little bit too far forwards. And as you come within, I'd say about 60 feet of it, you hear a twang as an arrow is released and initiative starts.
What? Excuse? What do you
If
mean?
we could all roll for initiative, that would be fantastic.
17.
And I need to set up an
I also
initiative
got 17.
I got a 21.
Jesus Christ, everybody.
Wow. Okay. 21 was Stree. Which of you has the higher dex for the two 17s?
I have a +2.
I have a +1.
Okay, Warborg first. Not Warborg, Jeff.
We'll get used to this, right?
One day.
Yeah.
You got it, I believe.
Like, that's a 16. Wow, it sucks to be these fucking goblins. 15, 12, 14.
Okay, 4 goblins at least.
You have no idea.
So far?
Well, you said 16, 15, 12, 14, so...
You don't know. Maybe I was just saying words to fuck with you. This one's going to be
Where are all my D6s?
them. Sorry, I didn't set up this combat beforehand, and I really should have.
It'd be like that, though.
I should have cast that. Oh well.
Well, that's what actually happens here, is both you and, Vorbor, who's not Vorbor and is Jeff, get
Romer.
a response action, because you saw this coming. So instead of a surprise round, we're just going to do both of you get a free action before combat starts.
How far away are they?
They're about 60 feet.
That's really unhelpful for my longbow.
Oh?
Because I need 150 feet to 600 feet.
No. That's not the case. For the longbow, 150, 600, what that means is 150 feet is the range you can shoot out to accurately, and 600 feet you take disadvantage on the attack roll.
Oh, so I
if
can
it's
shoot
within
my, I can shoot...
150 feet, you can just take a shot right now.
Oh, okay. I return fire.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Arcane Weapon on my mace.
And what is it? It's my dex and proficiency 14 to hit.
At which one? The one that fired the first arrow?
Yeah.
Which is
Wherever that arrow came from,
Sorry.
yeah.
I forgot.
I think it was from the bush.
Yep. That's definitely a hit. How much damage?
So, I'm just making sure because I've never used a bow before in D&D. I roll my D8, and then I add my dex.
Yes. D8 plus dex.
8 total.
8 total. Oh my god. You hear a gurgled scream cut short from the bush. And what does Arcane Weapon do? Is it an attack roll or is it like a passive buff for you?
It's concentration. It adds a D8 of either acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder to my attack. So basically, I can choose a type of damage, and it does a D8 extra, or a 1d6.
Okay, but it doesn't need any rolls right now?
No, not yet.
Okay. I apologize for not having a battle map. I will have this stuff set up next time. I just don't know how to stream on Discord very well, and I don't know how to make it actually work.
You're all good.
With my Photos app. So I'll figure that out afterwards. But for right now, 3, it is your turn in initiative because you rolled a 21 at level 1 somehow.
Hell yeah!
And what you can see right now is you saw the roamer just sink an arrow into a bush. And that's what you got right now. You heard like a scream from that bush after the arrow connected that was cut quickly short.
Can I assume that scream sounded like the goblins I saw earlier, or no?
Yes, it actually sounds very much like the goblins that you saw earlier.
Got it, okay. Do I see any more in range?
Roll a quick perception check.
12.
12. And okay. You see one more hiding in a rivet in the road. They're lying down in a small pile of snow, and they look just about ready to spring up.
How far?
And they're about 60 feet away from you, directly in a straight line, like straight down the path.
Can I fly and dash? Can I dash while flying?
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe you can do it as a bonus action, because you're a rook. Oh, that's level 2. Sorry, never mind.
Damn it. Wait. So dashing is an action?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm not gonna dash. I'm gonna fly forward 30 feet, so I'm closer. And I'm gonna shoot my short bow.
Rightio.
Where is it? Oh, nat 20!
Oh, it's a bad day to be this goblin.
Someone reminded me what nat 20 is.
20 definitely hits.
Double dice.
Double dice.
Yeah, you double your dice.
Okay, so that's math.
Or you roll once and just double it, whatever you want.
Whichever that you prefer.
3. Do I get sneak attack on this?
You do not have an ally within 5 feet, and they are not surprised.
Okay.
So no.
Do I double my dex or no?
No.
Okay, so it's a 9.
Oh my god, okay. You watch as this tiny little arrow that you have, it can't be more than, it's 6 inches long.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And it's barbed on one end. And I'm going to go ahead and say that you coat your weapons with poison or something, because otherwise there's no fucking way that a toothpick is going to do this much damage. So,
I wouldn't say
congratulations
poison,
on your cool poison.
But, wait, really?
It has to be something.
Hey, maybe it just went straight through the eye socket right to the brain.
Maybe I'm just racking
Yeah, you know what? You're a rogue.
shooting.
You go for the critical points.
Yeah.
It's like acupuncture with malice.
Extreme acupuncture.
Vicious acupuncture is what this is. From a range, which is what's most impressive about it. So you get this goblin's like central nervous system or whatever. Like you see them, they are spasming on the ground. They are inches from death, but they didn't die.
You little bitch. He probably has... Okay, got it.
I can't confirm. Got 1 health. Exactly 1.
Can I can't... Can I attack on my bonus action, or is that... No.
I think that's only if you're dual wielding. Bonus actions that you would have right now.
I'm trying to think if that's just a later rogue thing, because I know Arashi can.
I think Arashi's dual wielding knives though, right?
Oh, true. I probably can't.
I think you need to have a light weapon in both hands to be able to.
Got it. Okay. That is the end of my turn.
Yeah, sorry, I just took a look through. I don't think there are any bonus actions. After your turn, it is Arnor's.
So 2 things.
Yeah.
Can I make a, I guess, what do you want tracking to be? Would it be
It's
survival? Can I make a survival check to track how many goblins there are in the area? Because with my natural explorer, while tracking creatures, you learn the exact number, size, and how long do they pass through the area.
Yeah, make a survival check. Make a survival check, you fucker.
That's a 21.
You.
I didn't even need advantage or anything. I rolled a 17 with a plus
looking
4.
at the tracks in the snow of this divergence point where the footprints start to book it straight to the manor instead of following the road, you can see that there's about 5 individuals.
Including the ones that are already dead, or...
You would know that at some point, 5 goblins total have passed through this area.
Okay, good, because I was going to say, technically it's actually 25, because I have to double the proficiency skills.
Oh, you fuck.
Or I guess it's 23, because it's only the
We're going to
proficiency...
the desert now.
Because only the proficiency bonus is doubled, so it'd be only the +2 that gets doubled. But still. Okay, cool. Do I see any goblins, or do I need to make a perception check?
You would know that the bush is still leaning forwards in the way that it was before. And you would have seen... Roll a perception check to see if you would have seen where Stree was shooting.
I rolled a natural 19, so that's 23.
Yeah, so you absolutely know that there is a goblin who is almost dead in the middle of the road. And you have a pretty good idea that there's probably still something in that bush.
Alright, I shoot at the bush.
Absolutely. Give me an attack roll.
Ooh.
Let me double check something. Favorite enemy.
Ooh.
That's only gonna be, that's a 12.
A 12. That's just enough to hit.
Oh, surprising.
Can you
Oh,
do less than 2 damage?
that's max damage.
Okay.
That's 10 damage.
With your sensitive ranger hearing, you just know that's what happened. Is that your arrow that you've just fired has gone straight through the nose of a goblin in that bush. And it has come out the other end and sunk into the snow. So if you were counting arrows, you would have just lost one, because you don't know where that arrow is going to be after this, but we're not, so you didn't lose one. But that's a fucking dead goblin. Holy shit.
And then I'll take my movement, and I'll move closer to the house.
Closer to the house. As you are running in that direction, you spot a goblin behind a tree on the other side of the path. And yeah, you still see the one in the road.
How far away is the tree and the road? Goblins.
Road goblin, from your current position, you move 30 feet forwards, is about 30 feet diagonally to your... If you were heading straight north originally, it's to your northwest.
Okay.
And the tree one is just straight north across a path from you, and it's about 15 feet away.
Oh, okay.
He was, or this goblin was behind a large fir tree.
Copy. Okay.
And next in initiative is Blank.
How far am I from the one on the street?
From the one on the street, you're 60 feet.
Okay. Can I dash to him?
Absolutely.
And that takes up my action, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stand there.
You
Or actually-
sprint over.
Wait. Sorry. Can I go 30 feet close to him and cast Produce Flame on him?
Absolutely. What, do I make a saving throw?
Let me check. I make a ranged spell attack, so...
Okay.
$12?
Wow, you guys just keep barely hitting my goblins. You stop? I want them to be alive. This one has 1 health. You can't not kill this goblin. Immolation. There's a small charred patch in the middle of the road. And it is very fucking dead.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I am... Fuck. Y'all just killed all my goblins, except for the ones that you didn't.
Except for the 3 that we haven't.
Sorry?
Except for the 3 that we haven't.
Yep.
Well,
It's
maybe.
2.
Next up in initiative, we have a dead goblin. And they're
Uh-huh.
dead, so we're good.
Oh,
After
okay.
that initiative, we have the next dead goblin.
Okay.
So that goblin also chooses to continue being a corpse.
Okay, that makes sense.
And after that, in initiative, we have another goblin who's not dead.
Oh,
So really breaking the mold here. Yeah, it's insane.
Whoa.
And it's not a
Plot
goblin
twist.
that any of you have seen yet.
Plot
So
twist.
this goblin steps out of a snowdrift. Just directly out. Like, they were fully encased in snow, and they just heard the sound of combat. And now there's a goblin. And they're going to point at you, Arnor.
Fireball.
And you're going to see a small bead of fire gather in their hand. Does a 20 hit you?
A
Oh my
20?
God.
A 20?
I can't
Yeah,
believe
a 20
it.
hits me. I'm fucking level 1.
Excellent. I hope you're ready for 1d10 of fire damage. Congratulations on taking 5 fire damage.
Fireball.
That's great.
And this goblin is going to hurry over to the other goblin by the tree after whipping that bead of fire at you.
Ow.
After that, on to the next turn on initiative, it is Maven's turn, who looks greatly distressed
No,
at the the prospect of fire being slung around. Does not look happy. And is going to strum across their loot. And Vorbor. Not Vorbor. God fucking damn it.
You did so good.
I'll be
quit.
back.
Arnor, you feel your flesh knit itself back together in the most uncomfortable way possible. You
That's
feel
great.
what feels like thousands of tiny little legs all over the shoulder where this fireball just hit you. And as the sensation starts to fade away, you look there and there's no sign of burning anymore. And there's no visible damage. And you heal for... Well, there's some visible damage because you only heal for 4 because I suck at rolling.
Hey, that's...
But you...
That's almost full, isn't it?
Yeah, just about.
There's some visible damage. Just a bit. A tasteful amount.
There's a scratch.
Just one flesh wound.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay. So that's... One last goblin. The goblin that you saw behind the tree now steps out from behind the tree and just sprints full on dead run towards you, Blank.
Oh, okay.
And in their hand, they're holding what looks to be part of a chair leg, and they run straight up to you and try and take a swing at your knees because they aren't very tall. Does a 12 beat your AC?
No, it does not.
This goblin comes sprinting towards you and gets about 3/4 of the way there and throws their foot down a little too hard and swings a little too early, and they just like get your cloak directly in front of you and fall flat on their face in front of you. So there's a prone goblin in front of you right now.
Can I
Oh,
take
no.
opportunity attack against him or no?
He hasn't left your area.
Oh, it's
of
on leaving.
influence.
Okay.
Okay, and that brings us to the back, up to the top of initiative, Stree.
Oh my god, I come back right on time now. Great. Okay. What happened while I was gone?
Vorbar's shoulder got knit back together uncomfortably, and a goblin failed to hurt. Oh fuck, the name Blogdarm. Oh fuck,
Bloodgarm.
Ledgar.
Okay. How far are the goblins near me?
You moved forward, so there's a goblin directly in front of you, face first in the snow. And there's a goblin that whipped a fireball at Vorbor about 30 feet diagonally in front of you.
Is the one that shot the fireball closer to the house?
Yes,
Okay,
but not by much.
And you said it's 30 feet in front of me, diagonally?
Yes.
Alright,
Yes.
I fly up to him. And I pull out my daggers and I attack with my dagger.
Do you have 2 daggers or do you have 1?
I have 2 daggers.
Okay, so roll me 2 attack rolls.
16?
That one hits.
And then 11.
That one misses.
That's unfortunate. Anyways, roll. 1d4 plus 3. That's not. Okay, well, 4 total damage for the one that hit.
Okay. 4 damage. Rightio. Oh, and you would get sneak attack on this. Sorry.
Oh, I do lit. Okay.
Yes.
That's another. That's 2d. That means there's another d4, right?
I think it's a d6. 1d6 extra.
Oh, okay. That's another 2.
You like fly up to this goblin and give him a really good slash directly across above the eye. So blood just starts streaking down, half blinding them. And almost as an afterthought, you remember that you needed to do 2 extra damage and just kind of like nick their ear on the way by with the other knife.
Also, well, do you have an ending point in mind?
Immediately after this.
Roger.
I am an hour past when I meant to go to bed, so.
So am I. Let's do this.
Next initiative is Jeff. Or Arnor. Or the Roamer.
Yep.
Literally anything.
I will.
But not Vorbor.
With my bonus action, I'm going to pull out the sword.
I believe that is a free action.
They're a free action?
Okay.
I pull out my short sword, and I run up to the goblin behind the tree, which is now the mage. And I say, unless you want to die, give up.
Immediately, the fight just drains from this goblin. Like, their common seems to be relatively broken, from what you understand. But as soon as you give them the option to surrender, just instantly, like, they drop everything in their hands. They had this little gnarled branch they were using as a wand on the floor. Instantly. They're just, nope, hands up. And very sheepishly, very cautiously, turns to look at you and ekes out in incredibly broken common. Just, are you going to kill me?
Not if you stop fighting now.
No more fight. No more fight. We will leave.
I yell back to the party and say that this goblin has given up. Let him talk to the rest of them before we continue this.
I'm gonna ignore him still hit if I do my turn.
Yeah, I don't take my action. I'm holding my action at this point.
You're holding your action for the visible surrender?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next in initiative is Blank.
There's a goblin right by me, right?
Yes. The one that Evie just shanked the shit out of.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to hit him with my mace.
Roll for it. Oh god.
It didn't go through.
Just the mental image of this massive red dragonborn whipping out a mace and beating the shit out of a goblin lying on the floor in front of them. Oh, you have advantage on the attack.
Oh, okay. Also, I'm not a dragonborn.
Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck,
I'm
sorry.
fired
That's what the
Genasi.
reroll was. My bad.
You're fine. 17 total?
17 definitely hits. How do you execute this poor goblin?
I hit him with my mace, and it's charged with lightning, so lightning arcs down him. Do I roll to hit?
You just need to roll damage, but if you roll anything above a 4, they're gonna die so hard.
I add my strength modifier, right?
Yes. Oh my
Full damage.
god. That's more max health than the goblin has.
Oh my god.
You bring this mace down with such strength that as it connects, it almost feels like a bolt of lightning falls from the sky with it at the same time. And there's pure white snow in the center of where their head used to be. And there's just this circle of carnage from you just obliterating this poor goblin's head. And Arnor, you hear from behind you as you turn to convey this information to the party, this terrified, hurt, bleeding goblin screech on the top of its lungs, "Betrayal!" and just jump at you, whipping a knife out of somewhere that you don't even know where it was.
Well, good thing I hold my action.
Oh no, are you gonna kill it before it even tries to get a hit in?
Yeah.
Oh man. Roll the hit.
I rolled a natural 16, so that's a 21.
Fuck, that's above its... This is the one that can cast shield, but it can't protect itself from that. How much damage do you deal? There's one last chance that you get hit here.
6.
Fuck, that's exactly enough.
Oh no!
You hear this goblin, like you hear the light sound of a knife being pulled out of fabric. A sound that you're relatively familiar with, as it's one that you have to try and mask whilst sneaking up on your prey out in the wilds. And immediately whip around, short sword straight out from your arm, and just take their head clean off.
I'm sorry.
That's it. You're surrounded by goblins bleeding in the snow. And that's where we'll end the session for today, because I don't have anything prepared past that. And also, I was supposed to be in bed an hour and 45 minutes ago.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
No, that's
Oh,
okay.
It's been
I'm
3
glad
hours?
that this material went this far.
It has.
Mhm.
What the fuckity shit?
No, this is a lot of fun. We need to keep this campaign, like, for when we finish the other one, or when Daniel doesn't have time.
Absolutely. I mean, any point going forwards, I can just do this whenever we need it.
Yeah, no, and I think Daniel would have a blast too. I think he'd have a lot of fun.
Oh
playing
yes,
as
but
well.
I think he said that he doesn't really want to associate with D&T after he finishes up his current campaign.
Oh.
It's apparently been quite a bit, so.
Oh.
At least when I've spoken to him in the past, he does not want to partake.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
But maybe that was at that time. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Absolutely. I can continue to write more and more characters in, because I still had several different ways to get you in here, Vorbor, because you weren't here, and you're not Vorbor, you're Jeff. Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
no, I didn't have a fucking... I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but then it was like, shit, okay, I actually can.
Yeah, so I can get anybody. So if anybody knows other people who want to play D&D, I can write anybody in.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to.
There's
And
only
also,
one
please tell me if there's
person I might wanna
anything-
bring in.
Same. I know one person might be interested.
Who?
I will happily DM
don't
for
want
up
to narrow
to
friends.
7 people, but I have to draw the limit at 7 because that's too many.
7's a fuck
7?
ton.
That
That
is
is a
a
lot
fuck
of
ton.
PP.
I can barely handle 5.
I was about to
Oh,
say like
God.
four PCs is good. 5 PCs is still good. Once you hit 6,
might
it's
be
so
20.
chaotic.
6 might be too many. Like,
Yeah,
7 is just the actual upper limit of what my brain can keep track of.
I'll be honest, if me and Blank do get our 1+1s, that might be your max, I'll be honest.
That's
Yeah, that's 5
definitely...
people.
Okay, good
I
night,
would
friends.
not be able to.
Good
Have an
night.
excellent night,
Good night.
everybody. If there's anything you want me to change or anything, just please let me know. I will absolutely do whatever.
Of course, bestie. Good night.
And any feedback, it would be vastly appreciated. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Ah! And woo, with that, it is nighttime. Ciao, friends.